Leon.
Yeah, won't be the first time you say that, probably. Depends on... Maybe it'll be her time, this Wasanagashi festival.
Does everyone know if we have one at Agashi Festival tomorrow?
Oh, did I start it like an idiot? No, 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 no.
The exit button's right there.
Yeah, so let us continue, actually. Okay, so we have like 6,000 tips to go through.
Yep,
Uh,
we got new ones.
from the scrapbook, okay. Is this gonna be like Mion's diary or something?
Dear Diary, I love Keiichi and I hate my sister Shion.
Okay, no. It was Oyashiro posting. Shiro-sama's curse. In the ancient Onigafuchi village, the anger of Oyashiro-sama, his curse, was feared above all. However, it is seldom stated anywhere what eventually happens, and what sort of divine judgment, curse, befalls them when Oyashiro-sama is angry. From various reports, all hell will break loose. Demons will come flooding out. The miasma from hell will flood outward and kill every villager, letting not a single one escape. The ones evoking images of the village being annihilated stand out the most. These terrifying ideas of divine punishment are in alignment with many other religious beliefs regarding the apocalypse, hell, and it's easy to imagine that they are just ways of convincing people to obey the teachings in order to prevent such an end.
Here come the locusts.
The conditions for inciting Oyashiro-sama's wrath are likely the same as the taboos in Onigafuchi village. I believe that an act was performed that violates one of those taboos. Oyashiro-sama was termed angry, and in order to quell his anger, they performed the aforementioned sacrificial ritual. Okay, little shorts about Oyashiro-sama.
I guess we know it now, and yes, Hidemizawa.
The human sacrifice ritual. The sacrifice ritual was a simple drowning involving plunging sacrifices into Onigafuchi swamp, which was considered hallowed. Of the rituals of Onigafuchi village, this one was unique in that the sacrifice would sink slowly over the long course of 3 days and 3 nights. I believe it wasn't so much the killing of the sacrifice that was important, but rather the symbolism of them sinking as the submerging of Oyashiro-sama's anger. For that purpose, they must have had a passion for learning various methods for keeping the sacrifice from sinking too quickly, to force them to sink more slowly. Unfortunately, as far as I could tell from the records, those methods were not recorded. My thoughts are that they may have used logs or some similar material to
Except
keep
this
them off.
video.
What about something like futons or like other soft things that float in water? Put a body on top of them, and they may float down slower. Maybe you can make
That
an
is what we
entire
call
festival.
a body bag.
Maybe you can make a whole festival out of it and have several people do this, make a tradition, and then have it so it's a perfect time for these rituals to take place.
No delay, data. Writing that down for later.
And set up a scaffold on there, hung the sacrifice up with ropes, and let them sink little by little over time into the swamp. However, if that was the case, it would not be strange if the ritual implements used for such a ceremony were honored as holy and enshrined somewhere. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, yeah. Wasanagashi has a cover up for the sinking ritual theory dropped, I think. That's in my head now. Implements used for the ritual. Ritual tools utilized for ancient religious ceremonies are commonly referred to as implements or ritual implements, and even now some of them are enshrined on the property of Furude Shrine and the three families. However, the identifiable tools are all decorative, and none appear to have been used in rituals governing the dark side of Onigafuchi village. As the Edo era came to a close and many traditional rituals were lost, they were lost as well. Perhaps buried in the darkness? I don't believe so. Both the implements used on the night of the feast of Onikakushi and those used during the sacrificial ceremony must still exist, enshrined away from the eyes of the masses. Without a doubt, they exist here, today, at this very moment in Hinamizawa. Also, I'm nearly certain where they've been enshrined. What was once locked steadfastly has, for some reason, changed this year to a cheap-looking padlock. He may be able to do something about such a lock. However, it is not far from the assembly hall, nor is it ever far from the presence of people. However, I will not give up. The night when it becomes a blind spot to every villager in Himizawa is coming soon. Soon, it will be Watsunagashi. I wonder, who's on the
Is,
case
it,
here?
is anything new if we have Nagashi Festival tomorrow?
Does anyone know if we have Watsunagashi Festival tomorrow?
Nope, not me.
Alright, festival's around the corner. Is this Oishi? Now we're out
お
around.
いおい、今日のうちからへばっててどうすん
Hey,
だ
are you
よ。
bored out already?
本番は明日だぞ。
Tomorrow's the real thing.
明日は最後の最後。
We're gonna be partying until morning until the very end of it all. Got it.
よっせ。
Got it! I did everything I can!
Wow.
よし、若さが一番
Alright
だ。
then. You is the greatest.
みんなお疲れ様。渡流しはいよい
Good
よ明
work,
日だからな。
everyone. Tomorrow's Watsunagashi
今夜は
last.
早めに眠っ
Let's
て
get some
早
shut-eye
く
and
蓄えておい
let's
てく
get
れ
some
よ。
shut-eye in and save our energy for tomorrow night.
We're gonna get murdered! Yeah!
Yeah! There's gonna be a case! Tomorrow is finally Watsunagashi. Festivals are split into two groups. Those who enjoy them and those who support them. The former only need to prepare their minds, but the latter needs not only that, but also painstakingly crafted plans and preliminary arrangements. While the general majority attending goes about enjoying the festival without a care in the world, will be strained the whole way through.
そりゃ決まってるだろう。全部終わった後
Because
の
fuck
ビー
you,
ルがう
that's
まいからだよ。
You know it? You sure as hell know why? Because the beer after everything's over is the best beer you'll ever have.
What?
It sounds like these are supposed to have energetic, physically fit people. It wouldn't be worth it if you didn't do your best until the end, enjoying it the
あ
whole
来
way.
ました。
Oh, he's here. Oishi-san came in. Everyone hurried to stand up.
はいはい、皆さん、お疲れ
Hello,
様です
everyone.
ね。
Excellent work
あ
out
ーその
there.
ままで結構で
Ah,
すよ。
you can be at ease.
お疲れ様です。
Thank you, sir!
Thank you, sir.
Not even my seniors, who usually talk big about themselves, can hold a candle to Oishi-san. We all bow as if we were one of those cheering squads of old. Kurado Oishi, the detective just waiting to retire. One who doesn't pay much mind to rules and regulations, and doesn't do too much in the way of real work.
They call me potential detective.
He looks like a rotten old man with a penchant for dirty jokes. My seniors, though, tell me he was a real fighter in his younger days, and that he may or may not have quite a heroic legend trailing behind him. This is more fuel into potential detective, by the way. He
Just
was a
you
real
wait until
fighter
he
these
gets his
days.
youth back.
The flame just needs to be relit. Anyway, he surely had much more dignity and presence in the room than the section chief who came in with him.
皆さん、明日の渡
Everyone,
流しの準
I
備。
really,
本当
really
にお
thank
疲
you
れ
for your
様
hard
でした。
work on the preparations for the festival tomorrow. Again.
Everyone present stands upright and lends their ear to the chief's
昨年発
directions.
生したように、
We're on heavy alert for any thrill-seeking criminals expecting another incident like last year. I need all of you to focus your energy as much as possible in your mission to prevent
犯
any
罪の
crimes
抑
from
止のために
happening.
任務をせ。
Yes, sir!
Yes, sir!
何も起こらなければ
Of
一番い
course,
いんで
it
す
would be
けど
best if
ね。
nothing happened. However,
ですが皆さん、
everyone,
必ず事件は起こ
please
ると
assume
考
that
え
an
てください
incident
よ。
will, in fact, occur.
I know it's against the status quo, but assume that something will happen.
抑止が一番ですが、まあ多
How
分
would you
無理で
know
しょ
this
う。
exactly?
今年も誰かが死んで誰かが消えます。
Prevention is number one, but it probably won't be enough. This year, too, someone will die of fun, and someone will disappear.
もう間違いな
There's
く。
really no doubt about it. Total not a Chainsaw Man reference.
But why is he speaking this evil into existence, even though it's gonna happen? But why? Everyone, apart from the second chief,
It's almost as
Oishi-san.
if it's another loop.
そんなんじゃ困るよ。もっと真剣にやってくれなきゃ。
Oishi-san, that won't do. We need to be more serious about this.
肝心なのは、
The important part isn't to get past the night of the festival, it's to be able to quickly, swiftly, and aggressively pursue whatever does happen tomorrow night.
気合い入れとくよ。
I won't tolerate anything less than your best. Clench those
親
cheeks.
代様のたたりの
We're gonna rip all the skin off the ghost of Ryoshiro-sama's curse.
Yeah! Okay, it's time. It's time for
Little,
action.
little does he know that this is only the second chapter.
Yeah, it's a two-chapter story actually. Sorry, there's no there is a questions and answers arc. That was the first episode. This one's the answers arc. It's all getting exposed in two episodes. Pretty short story, I know.
But I wanna write more chapters. Why do I get to read only two?
本当に伝えたいのは
Huh.
違う言葉だった。本当に感じたいのは違う心だった。すれ違いが溝を生み、
Hmm.
ためらいの気持ちが人を恐怖へと沈ませる。もう誰も止められない。冷たい感情がむき出しの心を深く残酷にえぐってゆく。綿流し。なぜあの時とつぶやく後悔の言葉。それはもはや虚しい響きだった。
Okay. Okay.
Hi, Rena.
Hi, Rena. What was that all?
Hi, Miss Gates-kun. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I was just monologuing to myself.
You were what now?
Don't worry about it. Yay! It spins around.
Rena was ecstatically waving her arms at me, already brimming with energy. What do you mean, good morning? It's already evening. Just say hello or something. All she said was good morning.
今日ケイチ君にする最初の挨拶だから。
But
やっぱりおは
this
よ
is
う
the
がいい
first time
な。
I've seen you today, so I think good morning is right. It's right.
I got it, I got it.
で
Okay, then good morning it
おはよ
is.
うレナ
Good morning, Rena. I grabbed Rena's head and rubbed it with my hand. Okay.
Oh, he's trying to.
too close.
Call me a good girl, Keiichi-kun.
Oh. I grabbed Rena's head and rubbed it with my hand. She squirmed, rubbling in emotion like a cat.
やっほー、ケイちゃん。
Surprise me on. Hey, Kei-chan.
昨日は申し訳なかった。
Sorry about yesterday. I left without telling you. I totally wasn't jealous.
No, it's my
ミオを
fault.
ずっと待
Sorry
た
for
せて
making you wait so
ごめんな
long.
昨日のお祭りの準
Are
備
you talking about setting up for the festival
そうだっ
yesterday?
た、ケイチ
Oh,
君。
was it, Katsukun?
しっかりとお仕
Did
事
you do
して
your
た？
job properly?
The slight muscle pain throughout my body and my sluggish movements were already obvious.
頑張ってたよ。
I did great.
待ってたけどね。
I'm pretty worn out now, though.
I grinned dryly, and the three of us break out
佐
into
藤とリカ
laughter.
ちゃんは
Where's Satsuko and
祭り会
Rika-chan?
場で合流
Are you
か
meeting up with them at the festival?
リカちゃんはほら、
Rika-chan's
大
actually
切
been
な
there
お
since
勤めがあ
yesterday
るから
because she has
昨
such
日
an
から
important
ずっと
job.
さとこちゃんも
I
そ
think
のお供
Sasuke-chan
だそう
stayed
だ
with
か
her,
ら。
so they're
もう
already at
二
the
人とも
shrine.
神社にいるよ。
Right, I just remembered. Today was Rika-chan's big performance. She'd been practicing especially hard for this day. As her friend, I needed to make sure I went and cheered
よ
her
っしゃ
on.
早速行こうぜ
Alright, let's go right away.
Yeah!
Give me donations!
As we got closer to the shrine, we started passing by more people and seeing a lot of parked cars. It began to get noisier too. I thought I could hear something like a Bond dance song. Without being able to restrain my impatience, I dashed up the entire flight of stone stairs.
ケイチ君早いよ。
Katsukun, you're going too fast! My train!
ハグケイちゃん。
Man,
お子様なんだから
Kei-chan, you're such a little kid.
Whoa! Shrine grounds. They were packed with people. It was a festival if I ever saw one.
Again.
今年も立派だね。
They went all
すごい
out
ね、
this
すごい
year
ね。
too! Amazing, amazing!
They went all out in this loop.
南沢中から出てきてるんだろうな。
They're coming from Hinamizawa.
君吉本家の
Huh?
寝たきりじい
The
さんができて
bedridden
るじゃ
old
ない。
man from the Kimiyoshi branch family
あ
is
のじい
here
さん
too.
去年の
I
渡
think
良
that
し
old
以降
guy went
ずっ
home
と
from
布団の中で
Wadadagashi
過ごして
last
たんじ
year
ゃ
and
ないか
stayed in
な。
bed ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of villagers here that I didn't really know. They must have all been pouring in just for today.
あ、さとこちゃん
It's
だ。
Satsuko-chan! Hi!
あら、皆さん
Oh, if it isn't everyone and the viewers what we're reading this from home. Yes, hello to you all.
よう、さとこ。
Yo,
今日
Satsuko.
はすごい人手だ
A
よ
lot
な
of。people today.
はぐれて
Don't
迷子
get
になる
lost in
な
the
よ。
crowd, okay?
誰が迷子になるんです
Who do you
か
think who do you even think you're talking to?
Satsuko, too, seems somehow energetic. Of course, I'm the same way.
あれリカちゃん
Huh?
は
Where's
まだ
Rika chan?
自由時
She
間
still
で
has
す
free
よ
time, doesn't
リ
she?
カは村長さんたちと挨拶
Rika
して
was
ま
giving
す
her
よ
respect to the mayor and other
すぐに
important
来るでござい
people.
ますわよ
She shall come before long.
Rika's kind of a big deal. I see.
Personally, I'm kind of a big deal.
Personally, I'm kind of a big deal. I'm top dog.
You're full of shit.
Me.
I see. Rika-chan's a shrine maiden for today's festival, after all. It's probably a pain for her to say hello to all the others.
What a
実に
pain.
大変なのですよ
What a pain.
こんにちはなのです
Hello, everyone.
Here she goes again.
Chan, I wanted to take you home. I'm not crying.
Rika-chan wore an immaculate shrine maiden outfit that looked fresh off the shelves.
Give me donations.
It was a perfect fit for her somehow mystical appearance.
どう
How does it
丈
fit?
とか長すぎない
It's not too long, is
抹
it?
茶からもし
My
も
grandma
袖
gave
が
me
かかる
some
ようなら
safety
って
pins just in
安
case
全
the
ピンを
sleeves
預
get
かって
too
きてるん
long.
だけど大丈夫なのです
It's
実に
alright.
快
It
適なの
really
で
is
すよ
comfortable.
As she spoke, she began to do some twists and stretches.
Great, it's great. It's so cute.
There was approximately one person here getting a nosebleed from watching Rika-chan move.
ケイチ君は可愛いと思わないかな
Gotcha thinks she's cute. Gotcha.
思わないなら
If you don't, this will be all mine. I'll take her
お
home.
持ち帰り
すごく
はい
可愛いと思うぞ。
I think she's really
かなり
cute.
活かす。
Totally
父兄の
cool.
ふりをして写真を
Not
撮
that I
りま
want
く
to
りたい
pretend to
く
be
ら
her
いだ。
big brother or dad and take pictures
2
with
点
her.
から撮影して
Please
立
take a
体視でき
picture
る
from
よう
two
にすれ
different
ば
places and make it
立
stereoscopic.
体の鉛
We
リカ
can
ちゃんが
eat
自宅で
or
いつで
rather
も食
stare
べる。
at or real life Rika-chan at our houses whenever we want. These two are horrible for each other.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds fantastic.
Rena's eyes and mine glittered with stars as our noses bled and we drooled.
Rika-chan, don't be thirsty for you again. Oh my god. Rika, you best stay away from them. You know how people are like on the internet.
Forget the internet. The people in 1983 Hinamizawa are just like that in the regular lives, I guess. Apparently they can fight too, as he wouldn't know.
地下室とかに閉じ込められるかもしれない
Yes,
の
or
で
I might
す
get locked away in a basement somewhere.
For 495 years.
その割にはリカちゃん楽しそうだけど
You look like you're enjoying it though, Rika-chan.
ミーがひどいことを言うのですよ
You're being harsh.
We all laughed
Talking to
together
yourself.
again.
もたもたしないで
Okay,
祭り用もあ
let's
るから
not hang around here. Let's get to the festival.
Rika-chan
And
の
totally
出番
not die
に
this
時間がな
time.
いでしょ
There's not much time left until Rika-chan's big
そうだな。
debut.
よっしゃ。
You're
行
right.
こうぜみんな。
Great, let's go everyone.
あ
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah! Maybe.
園崎のお嬢ちゃんじゃねえの
Oh, isn't the daughter of Sonozaki? Yup.
豚肉たっぷりの焼き
The
そばで
yakisoba is packed full of pork.
Oh, I want
今
it.
年はイカリングまで入ってる
This year we filled it up as much as we could. We even put in fried calamari.
That's pure slop, I want it.
ヘイ親父
Gotcha, old timer. The
なかなか見つかるじゃない
yakisoba
の
this year looks like
イカま
quite
で
an
入れるとは
achievement.
今年
You
は
have
奮発
squid
してるね
too. You put a ton of time into this, didn't you?
Pork, calamari, squid also.
へえ美味しい
Wow,
美
it's
味しい
tasty. It's tasty.
イカってのは食
Yeah,
ってもうまい
the
が。
squid is
それ以
delicious,
上
but
に
the
匂い
aroma
が
is
香ば
just
しいんだよな。
fantastic.
軟弱になりがちな歯ご
It
たえも
wonderfully compensates for how soft it tends to be.
イカと豚
You
肉
There's a
いい
delightful
実
amount of
に
squid
素
and
晴らし
pork
い
in it too.
悪くないでき
Yeah,
た。
not bad at all, I'd say.
It probably tastes very good.
ケイちゃんって
You a
何
king
気に
now,
料
you
理
a
番組
squid
の司会と
now.
かに向いてるね
K-chan, you sound like you could walk into a cooking program and become the host. Almost, it's called Hell's Kitchen.
Chef Gordon Maibara.
ケイチくんが美味しそうに食べてる
It's
Yeah.
all fucking raw!
Oyashiro-sama is fucking raw!
Yeah, when I see Keiji-kun acting like it's so good, somehow it tastes even
俺は
better.
うまいものはうまいって
I
言う
don't
主義なんだ
discriminate
よ
among delicious
だ
food.
から俺が
So
うまいって
anything
言
that
う
I
もの
say
は
is tasty has
と
got
り
to
あ
be
え
worth
ず試
trying
してみる
out,
価値はあ
right?
ると思うぞ
Then, Keiichi, please give us your opinion of this yakisoba again.
一言で言うと
I'll
だ
do it in 2 words.
うまい
Absolutely
胃
scrumptious!
袋がもう一つあるんだら
If I had a
迷わ
second
ずもう
stomach,
一つ買
I'd
って
buy
んだ
another one right now. Having heard my 3-star rating, a whole line of people suddenly formed in front of the yakisoba stand. He's got motion.
すごいよ
Wow, that's
ケイ
amazing.
ちゃんがあんまりにも美味し
K-chan
そう
said
に
it
言う
was
もん
so
だから
good that a little crowd started to
集客効果
form.
バッチリだ
Not
わ
bad.
やるね
It was nothing to brag about, but I still decided to stick my chest out and put on airs. Mm-hmm.
Also, I feel like I heard that sound effect before. I wonder where. Oh, is that so?
私も
Perhaps I shall try it out.
おじさんおじさんたこ
Mister,
焼き一つくださいますこと
Hey, mister, could I perchance pardon you if one takoyaki?
You can't just say for chance, Satoko.
Oh yeah, watch me.
Satoko brought out a stick of takoyaki, balls of fried octopus, from the adjacent stand, and after blowing on it, put one of them into her mouth.
どうかなさとこちゃん
How is it,
美味
Satsuko-chan?
しい評価
If
が
you
出
give it a
るな
good
ら
rating, then Ren will buy it too.
Chomp chomp,
Chomp
chew
chomp.
chew, gulp.
さあ料理評論家の
Now,
北条
it's
さとこ
time for
審
the
査員のご感想をど
Hinamizawa
うぞ
Michelin, Judge Satoko Hojo, to give her impressions. It tastes like the crash of the Higurashi.
と
And...
うーん
Oh no, it's
Uh-oh.
ass.
This shit is so ass.
She was all for it a moment ago. Satsuko hesitated to give her thoughts. Hey now, what's the matter? Everyone else takes one of their own and puts it into their mouths.
あれれ
Huh?
レナのは外れ
Rena
だ
got
ね
Rena got gypped.
僕のも外れです
Mine's bad
タコ
too.
さんが入ってない
There's an
ので
octopus
す
in it.
It's takoyaki vendor. Could this be some sort of summer festival only octopus-free takoyaki stand? An evil takoyaki stand that skimped on the octopus because they figured out it would make them good money today.
私のには入ってたわ
Ah, mine has some.
タコが入ってる分には
It's pretty
十分うまい
good,
よ
considering there's octopus in it.
It's
Does this mean it's a work? This must be the work of an enemy stand.
it's gambling. It's a gacha takoyaki stand.
このタコなしたこ焼きをどう
How
美
am
味
I
しそうに解説
supposed
すればいい
to
んですか
explain that this octopus-free takoyaki is any good without my giant Dr. Kelp?
Everyone wondered about that. Our quizzical looks seemed to be drawing out equally dubious stares from the people in line.
えっとね
How about this?
たこ焼きなのに
Takoyaki when the octopus is really healthy.
タコの嫌いな人
Even
でも
people who
食
don't
べら
like
れる
octopus can
美
eat
味
this
しい
delicious
たこ焼き
takoyaki.
Ignoring the fact that you have like a 1 in 5 chance of getting yours with takoyaki. Or with octopus. Then again, what's takoyaki without octopus? After hearing
You
that,
should eat it and find out.
okay, hold on. Where do they sell? Let's see. Octopus free takoyaki. Mushroom? Okay, obviously you use mushroom, dude. You use mushroom for all vegan meat replacements. I don't even think it's that though. It's just like dough. It had the exact opposite effect.
じゃあ次は私が挑戦するよ
Alright, then I'll give it a try next. A self-inspired take on the takoyaki, in which you can clearly taste the simple flavors of the flour, green onions, and pickled ginger.
Ah, yes, takoyaki
This time with
without
souls.
takoyaki without takoyaki. Hey, give me takoyaki without any octopus. No octopus. Yeah, and without the green onions and pickled ginger. A takoyaki with nothing.
タコが入ってない分だけ素材の
The
味があるのか
unaffected taste is bolstered by the absence of octopus.
It wasn't half bad, but after hearing that there's no octopus in it clause, even more people left the line.
リカちゃんは何かいいコメントはあるか
Rika-chan, any good
率
comments?
直でいいぞ
You can be honest.
これで400
It tastes like
円は高いのです
400 yen is too much for this.
That was too honest! Even more customers beat the line, dealing a lethal blow. There were other takoyaki stands around after all.
いやーなんか
Well, I mean,
私らとんで
you
もない
might
こ
not
とを
want
し
to
て
be
るよ
doing this.
ほらサトコ
Hey,
あ
Sadako,
んたが始めたことなんだから
you started all this, so give us a great
無理
big turnaround.
Turnabout takoyaki.
でございますわ
I cannot do
タコの入っていないたこ
How do you expect me to lavish praise upon takoyaki without any octopus in it?
Ah, you idiots! Satsuko's angry outburst was the finishing blow.
お客さんみん
Customers are all gone.
なあれれおじさんにら
Why
れ
is
る
staring at us?
なんでだろう
Why is that? Why is that?
Ah, there's no saving this crowd. Perhaps I, KT my bar-sama, will lend a generous hand.
ケイイチなら
Katie
きっと
can.
なんとかでき
You
ます
can
ですよ
do it.
タコなしたこ
You
焼
want you to
き
say
屋
the
さんを
takoyaki
助け
vendor
て
didn't
あ
play
げ
me
てほし
octopus
いの
in.
です
Why are they so invested in giving this guy who gave people who was trying to sell people takoyaki with nothing? Why
Gordon Ramsay would have his ass out of the kitchen.
exactly?
笑顔でトゲのあることを言うな
Don't smile as you say something so
まあ分か
bitter.
った
Alright,
俺
fine.
がプロの技を
This
見
may
せ
be
て
the
や
only
るから
chance we'll
よ
get
く
to
見
see
て
a
ろ
pro
よ
at work, so watch carefully. I shoved the stick into an octopusless. I shoved the stick into an octopusless. I shoved the stick into an octopusless takoyaki and crammed it into my mouth. As before, there wasn't any octopus in it, but Mion's had some in it. That was the important point.
この
Alright, he's gonna sell at his
たこ焼き屋
gacha.
のおやつさんは本当の意味で
The man who runs his
たこ焼き
takoyaki
が好きなんだ
stand. He truly loves takoyaki, in every meaning of the
Yeah.
word. No,
愛してる
it
と
can
言って
even
い
be
い
said that he adores it.
Eh?
Everyone gasped in
Easy,
surprise,
Modo.
including the takoyaki vendor
あの
glaring
親
at
父さん
us.
は大好
This
きだ
man
か
truly
ら
does
こ
love
そいい
takoyaki.
加減なたこ焼きを
Because he
作りた
loves
く
it,
ないんだ
he doesn't want to create half-hearted
So da
randomness.
ne.
Isn't that
Oya-san.
right? The takoyaki vendor looked down unsure. Those watching were listening intensely, wanting to know why Octopusless Takoyaki deserved such a high rating.
でもケイイチさんそんなにたこ
He
焼きが大
said
好きな
if he
ら
really
どうして
truly
タコな
loves
したこ焼きを
takoyaki
作り
that
ます
much, why did he make takoyaki about octopus at all?
たこ焼きに対する裏
Is
切
he
りでは
not
ございま
betraying
せん
that
よ
very takoyaki?
そうだな
You may be
ある
right.
意味裏切り
In
だ
one sense, it is a betrayal.
こ
However,
れは親父さん
it's
に
the
とって
best
の
possible
最
compromise
大
this
限の
man
妥
could
協点なん
find.
だ親父さんは今日だって
This man is making real
本当の
takoyaki
たこ焼きを作
today,
ってる
as he always
でも
does.
それはこの
However,
中のほんの
only
一つ
one
か
or
二つ
two
で
of
しかな
them
い
on each stick are the real ones.
まあそうだね
Well, you're
私の
right.
食べた一つに
The
は
one
タコが
I
入って
ate had
たし
octopus in
タコ
it.
が入ってる分にはそんな
And
に
considering
悪い
it
味じゃ
did
なかった
actually have it, it didn't taste bad at all,
So-
you know?
Right.
それが本物のたこ焼き
That
だ
was a bona fide
それ以外のたこ
takoyaki.
焼きは
And as for the other
あっこ
ones,
入ってなきゃ
it
た
was
こ
the
焼き
biggest
じゃないと
compromise
い
you
う
could
一
make
般人の
against the
先入観
biases
へ
of
の
the general
最大限の
populace.
妥協
They
だ
all think that there needs to be 8 pieces on the stick, or else it's not real takoyaki.
ケイイチ君の言う意味がわか
I
ら
don't
ない
understand
よ
what you mean.
どうして本物
Why is
は
it
一
done
つ
the
で
real thing and all the
他
other
は
ones
偽
are
物な
fakes?
のかな
Why?
かな
その秘密は
The
タ
secret
コにあるんだ
lies in the
親父
octopus.
さんこのタ
Mister,
コ
this
本物の
octopus.
明石のタコ
It's
だ
true
ね
Akashi octopus, isn't
近
it?
年明石のタコの
In
水揚げ
recent
は激減
years,
して
the number of
とても
octopuses
高騰
caught
して
in
いるんだ
Akashi has decreased, and their prices have risen
たこ焼きなん
drastically.
かにとても使え
The
ないよう
prices are
な
now so
と
high
ても高い
that
値
you
段に
wouldn't
なって
think
し
of
まってる
using
ん
them
だ
in takoyaki. Then the man who had been looking down this whole time mumbled.
そうよ
Yeah,
明
that's
石のタ
right.
コはすごく高いん
Akashi
だよ
octopus. It's very
で
expensive.
も親父さんは
But this man
明石の
absolutely
タ
had
コ
to
にこだわ
use.
ったんだ
But this man absolutely had to have the Akashi
もののいい
octopus.
加減なタコを使
He
えば
could have bought much worse
いくらで
quality
もごまか
octopus
せ
for
るのに
cheaper, as much as he wanted, and he would have still been able to fool
明石のじゃ
everyone.
ないのに
There
明
are
石とい
plenty
う
of
の
other
を販売
scamming
してる
takoyaki
インチ
vendors
た
who
こ
claim
焼
they are
き
from
はいくらで
Akashi,
もあるの
even though they're not.
親父さんはごま
But
か
this
さなかっ
man
た
wouldn't accept it.
嘘
He
を
wouldn't
つかな
tell
かった
lies.
タコは明石
Yes, I would.
Akashi octopus are
この一
supreme.
点だけ
He
を
would never
かたく
relinquish
なに
this
譲らな
one
かったんだ
stubborn conviction.
親父さんはタ
This
コ焼き
man
を
loves
愛してただ
takoyaki.
から嘘をつけなかった
That's why he never lied. Yet,
どうしても
there
一
was
点だ
one
け強
point
いら
that
れ
he
る妥協
absolutely
点があ
had
っ
to
たんだ
compromise on.
そ
What might that be?
数さ。
The
たこ
number.
焼きってのは
The popular
一つ
opinion
で
that a
8
stick
個
of
がポピュラー
takoyaki
だ。
should have 8 pieces
い
on
くら
it.
本物の明石のタコだからっ
Even
て
if
言
it's
って
real Akashi octopus,
400円で
he
1個
couldn't
だけ
charge
ってわけには
400
いか
yen
な
for
いだ
just
ろ
one piece, could
でも
he?
8個にしなくては買ってもらえ
If
な
he
い
didn't have 8 pieces, nobody would
だ
buy
から
them.
親父さんは涙
This
を
man
飲んだ
wept over it.
本物のたこ
In
焼き
order
を
to
一
make
つ
just
作る
one
ため
true
に
piece of takoyaki.
残り
He
7
would
個に
never let himself
嘘
lie
を
to
つ
the
く
other
しかな
7.
かったんだ
Oh, whoa! The octopus free takoyaki vendor burst into tears. I gently clap one of his shoulders.
みんなが何と言おうと
No matter what anyone else says,
俺は
I
あん
will
たの
never
純粋
forget
さ
how
を忘れ
genuine you
たあん
are.
たこそは
You, sir,
本物の
are
た
a
こ焼き
true
屋なんだ
vendor of
あん
takoyaki.
ただけが
You are the only one in the
たこ
world
焼
with
き
the
屋を
right to
名
call
乗って
himself
いいん
that.
だ
Clap, 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 clap. Everyone claps. Everyone claps.
And then there's much rejoicing. Yay! Yay!
As I embraced the shoulders of this man, shedding his manly tears, those watching delivered a round of applause, moved by my
さあみんな
speech.
こ
Everyone!
の本物のたこ焼き屋
I
の
beg
た
of
こ焼き
you,
を
please
どうか
eat
食
some
べ
of
て
this
やっ
true
てくれ
takoyaki vendor's
こんな
takoyaki.
純粋な
If
男
we
を
don't
大
trust a
事にし
genuine
なく
men
て
like this,
ど
how
う
can we
して
protect
本
the
当
true
のた
path
こ
of
焼
the
き動画守れ
takoyaki?
みんなが食わないなら
Nobody else will
俺
eat
が
them,
食う
then I will eat them all!
Okay,
Hold on
eat
now.
up.
Wow, everyone watching is lining up. Kate-kun, you did it! You did it!
たこ焼きが美味しそうに
I
感じ
think
た
it's
って
more
よ
they
り
thought K-chan's
ケイちゃんの
propaganda
ありえん
speech was
説が面白かった
interesting
から
better than the takoyaki actually looked good.
ケイちゃんってガバの油売りとかやったらかなりウケるか
You
も
could
しれない
probably sell plate on rocks if you tried.
スーパーの実演
You would go
販売
over
で
well
も
at
や
the
れば
entrance of,
いけそうですよ
Akihabara Station.
怪しい万能包丁とか売りつけ
Weaker.
る仕事
I
に
had
向いて
never
そう
heard
で
of
す
these
ね
Akihabara. Where is it?
Absolutely stunned at my successful pitch, the guy manning to stall next to this one called out to me. Oh my god, he's an ad boy
おい
now.
おい兄ちゃんたち
This video is
うち
sponsored
の
by
あんず飴
Octopus's
も頼む
Takoyaki.
よ
Hey, hey, you guys, do that for my sweets too.
よし容量はつかめただろう
Great, you all get the gist of it,
今度はレ
right?
ナが行け
It's your turn this time, Rena.
よーし
Okay, I'll do my best.
Give it a stocking.
Oh, and avocado seeds are cold, they're very, very good.
水飴の上に
Avocado
ね
seeds are quietly and nicely on top of the syrup. Oh, it's so
お
cute.
持ち帰
I'll
り
take it home. Oh.
It looks like she lost herself in this midway through. But a girl giving her such natural praise was itself bringing in some customers. A line was quickly forming behind Rena.
今度はお好み焼き屋だ
Next up is the okonomiyaki
サト
stand.
コ行け
Satoko, you're up.
Oh, fuck me, I suppose. Rather, well,
焼きそばに揚げ
the
玉
crunch of the fried tempura and
とっても美味しいのござい
batter
ます
makes the yakisoba is simply to die
大
for.
きなベーコンが丸ごと
With
敷
a
いてあっ
huge
て
piece
かじるとほら
of bacon laid on top, when you bite into it, it all comes flooding out. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
おう
Yeah! That's freaking
それ
great!
なら俺も食って
Now I
み
want
た
to
い
try some too. Then I use line
Too
forward
bad,
to my
don't for me.
words. What on earth is this? So basically, all these onlookers are just following us around to all the stands.
みんなのを聞いて
When
から
people
食べ
hear
ると
about food from others
い
and
つ
then
も
try
よ
for
りずっと美味
themselves,
しく感
it
じる
tastes
か
a
ら
lot
な
better
ので
than
す
it
よ
normally would.
So that's it. Even Rika-chan was gorging herself on the food, getting sauce on the bib she put on to prevent a shrine maiding outfit from getting dirty.
よーしおじさんも盛り上が
Nice.
ってきた
The
よ
older guys are getting into it too.
私はどれ
Okay,
だ
K-chan, which one should I
よ
do?
っしゃ
Right! Mion, you go to the stand next to that. Show them the depth of your power.
あれ
Huh? The K-chan. The cell next to that is...
The
お
bathroom!
店は
Whoops! A goldfish scooping stand. Bit out of our elements.
いや部活の部長なるも
No,
の
as club president, I won't flee no matter who or what my opponent is.
These people can turn anything into a game. They're advertising
や
competitively.
ってみるよ
So does that mean, the club members are gonna interrupt a witches game?
Yeah, they have a CD to sell.
Let's get started.
ミオンさんのお手並み
I
拝見
look
でござい
forward
ま
to
す
explaining performance, Mion-san.
The onlookers were also watching Mion with hopeful eyes.
いらっしゃいはいよ網
Welcome, welcome. Here's your net and bowl.
よしやるぞ
Mion jump scare. Okay, here we go.
金魚はみんな生きがいいね
The goldfish are energetic today.
Wrong button.
実に美味しそう。
They really look delicious.
この小さいのなんかその
Small
ままボ
things
リボ
like
リと生でいけちゃう
these.
よ
You
ね。
can crunch them down whole. The snack that smiles back. Goldfish.
Mutter, mutter.
ミオンさんは、なんか、
Mio
何を言ってるんでございますの？
are you saying?
兄ちゃん、
Mita,
食べてたの？
you eat
去
that?
年レナ
Did
からもらっ
you, did
た
you eat the
の。
one Rena called last year
食べちゃった
too?
の？違う。
No, I didn't say anything like that.
Oh my god, is Shion in the cut speaking for her? Is Shion just like in the bushes or something?
Let's find out.
That's why her mouth wasn't moving. Mion's face went red as she shook it, vehemently in
で
denial.
も
Well, I mean, you just said so yourself that it really looked delicious.
実におい
ええ、確かに言いました。
Yes, you did say so.
Why is she like
お姉っ
this?
て雑食ですから。
My sister is omnivorous. She eats anything that could go in her mouth. Anything?
今度僕
If
も
they
試
taste
してみる
good,
のです。
then maybe I'll try one next time.
ダメだよ、リカちゃん。
No, Rika-chan, don't! You get sick!
Wait a second. Hey, what the hell? Shion, how long have you been here?
はーい。ケイちゃんのお
Hey,
姉
you're
にみんな。
K-chan.
Konbanwa.
Beyond everyone, good evening. Ah!
あんたどこから湧いてきたの？
Where did you come from, Shion?
焼きそば屋さんの時からずっと。
I've been here since the bit with the
お姉
yakisoba.
たちは
She's been here the entire
騒が
time.
しいからすぐに見つけられました。
We're all so loud that I found you right away.
もうあんたは関係ないで
Jeez,
し
you got nothing to do with this, do
ょ？
you?
早くどっかへ消えなさいよ。
Go somewhere else already.
もう。お姉
Jeez,
もあまり私を
Mion.
ジャッキ
Don't
にしな
treat
い
me
でく
so
ださい。ね、
cruelly.
ケイちゃん。
Right,
私が
K-chan?
一緒でもいいですよ
You're
ね。
okay with me being here, right? I know
I have
I
nothing to
am.
do with this. Why get away from me? She asked, grabbing my arm and pushing her chest into it. Oh my god, bruh.
I'll take it.
What is she doing? Bounce.
ケイチくん、鼻血出てるよ。
You're a pervert. Your nose is bleeding.
ところてんを押したらニューって出てくる
When
だろ
you squish a jelly donut, the jelly comes out,
あれ
right?
と同じだ
It's the
これ
same.
は抗いよう
This
のない
isn't something I have any
現象
control over.
へえ、そうなんですか。
Eh? Is that right?
じゃあ力を入れた
Then
ら
will
もっと
more
出てくる
come
か
out
な
if I squeeze hard?
Shihan.
Yes, please.
Oh, boo.
ええ、ぎゅ
Eh? Squeeze.
Shihan's her cleavage. It's right up against my chest. Trip. What? What is Shion's goal here?
That's a good
What?
question.
Does she like hate you like that, or does she like just want to spite me on at any cost? Both?
Gion, what the heck are you doing? What the heck are you trying to do?
That's what I'm asking.
不潔ですわ。
Oh,
見損ないましたよ。
I seem to have misjudged you.
僕の平らなお胸ではどう
What
な
about
の
my
です
flat chest?
Oh. No. Rika, no.
Can't wait for Shion to say something like flat is justice or something.
What? What is it?
Oh,
What
no.
are we doing? Rika-chan claps into my other arm too. Rub.
Rub.
A plentiful, plump feeling on my left shoulder, and a sour sensation of a young, unripe fruit on my right. That's what you want to call that? Oh. Boom, boom, bang! Shion, Rika-chan, and I, our faces now bruised, fell to the ground, limbs sprawled.
よくやったレナ。
Thank you,
Nice
Rena.
job, Rena.
Everyone's so dirty. Nana punched me. It really hurts.
Rika, you get what you deserve. You get what you fucking deserve.
That was the most unhinged thing Rika did. She got bored. She chose
Rika.
She chose the third dialogue option. Sheesh. Now that Shion was here, the energy around us had increased by 120%.
Your friends are so much fun, Mion. I never get bored of them. Ah, right. If you weren't here, it would be way more fun, you know. I want to stay with you all, but if I continue seducing Kei-chan, my sister looks like she's literally going to bite my head off. So I'll retreat for now. I'll be back. See you, Mion. Don't be back! Get the salt! Someone get the salt!
After teasing her older sister so much, Shion ran away into the crowd of people and disappeared. Oh my god, Shion.
I feel that I brought witness to a rare sight of Mion-san.
And me-chan is a she-chan. She looked kinda cute.
Miranda smiled happily, earning her a whack on the head from Mion.
Don't say dumb stuff. Let's get to the next stand already.
We went about just like that, really noisy and lively at the other stands. We were paying money towards the beginning, but midway through the guys running the shops thought we were just too funny, and we ended up being able to fool around without paying much more. I mean, yeah, fair trade, free advertising. Thump.
It's free real estate.
The vigorous sound of a big taiko drum echoed throughout the air.
I don't love that Helter Skelter plays every time something silly happens.
Yeah, it's a perfect theme.
Rika, it looks like it's time.
Yep, looks like it.
Right, it's just about time for Rika-chan to appear in the offertory dance.
And then we all know what's gonna happen after.
I'm a little nervous.
Believe in yourself. Believe in the Mion that believes in you. All of your sweat will definitely amount to something, Rika-chan.
Mion slapped hard on Rika-chan's back.
That's right. You'll do fantastic, Rika.
I'll do my best. Yeah, that's the spirit.
I ball my hand into a fist and raise it into the air. We're rooting for you, Rika-chan. Go for it! Yay! Remember? Fight! Oh!
Go for it! Yay!
Rika-chan gave the best smile I'd ever seen, then pivoted on her heel and ran off.
Okay, we should get going too.
Right, let's go cheer her on.
You mustn't. You must keep silent during the performance.
I got it, jeez! I rubbed a hand through her hair. She was worried about her good friend. She was worried about her good friend up until the end. History books are called them friends.
Then we'd better hurry. All the good spots will be taken. Come on.
Mion ran off, and everyone else followed a moment later. A large amount of people had already clustered into the tight space to watch the edifying dance. Wow, this is a lot of people. I turned around to look at everyone else, but nobody was there. Where did everybody go? They probably got lost among all these people. Finally, I spotted the back of Mion's head on the other side of the crowd. I can't believe he's gonna run into Shion with her hair tied up. It definitely doesn't look like I can get over there. Or rather, Shion's just gonna appear beside him and like Shioning. Well, we got separated. No big deal. We can just meet back up and Rika-chan's dance is over. I gave up on finding the others and wandered around trying to look for a place where I'd be able to see better. It didn't take long for me to realize I'd have to settle for watching between the heads of people in front of me, though. Thump! Once again, an even louder taiko drum resounded. This one was to announce the beginning of the dance. I couldn't see very well, but it seemed like Rika-chan had come on stage with the elders, who were in priestly garb. I heard low exhalations of admiration and the seniors rubbing their prayer beads in gratitude. Everyone's heads were away and I couldn't see. It was really frustrating. You should have cut playtime short and come here to get good spots earlier. After Rika-chan intoned a prayer, she took on the festival hoe and walked up to the pile of quotes stacked on the altar. That's right. The point of the ceremony was to purify a bedding and to hold a memorial service, wasn't it? And to also do a sacrifice for Oishiro-sama, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Then the solemn offertory dance began. She had practiced using a mochi pounding mallet. The awkwardly shaped festival hoe Rika-chan seemed really heavy. Back and forth, up and down. It was doubtlessly difficult to even lift in the air, but she sweated and waved, raised and dropped it, again and again. She's doing the Konami-ko with it, dude. She couldn't just do with it. She couldn't just do with it and do it begrudgingly. As the Shrine Maiden, she needed to retain the dignity and solemnity present at this festival. There must be a ton of pressure on Rika-chan's shoulders right now. Damn, why am I cheering her on from a place I can barely see her? I'm her friend, so I should be right up in the best spot rooting for her.
If only I could see her in the
God damn it.
background. K-chan over here.
Someone tugged lightly on my back someone tugged lightly on the back of my shirt collar. This shit's boring. Let's go in the back and do drugs. Was she on? She beckoned me outside the crowded ring of people. She had a mischievous grin on her face, and I took it as her saying she knew a good place nobody else knew of.
なんだなんだ
Shion? What's up?
黙ってついてきてくださいね。
Just be quiet and come with me.
Okay, what is she screaming now? After she told me so, she ran in a big detour around the throng. Man, it's great to have someone who knows the lay of the land here at times like this. Impressed though I was, I nearly lost sight of her right away. We were getting separated from me. I ran after her so that I wouldn't be left behind. As I wondered in anticipation what kind of secret spot Shion had in mind, we left a crowd of people and went around to the back of the shrine grounds.
おいおいどこ行
Hey,
くんだ
wait,
よ
where are we going? Oh, are we going to the spot? Are we going to the spot that was mentioned in the scrapbook? Was that Shion plotting?
これじゃあどんどん離れちゃってるぞ
We're getting further and further away.
黙ってついてくればわかり
Just
ます
stay
から。
quiet and follow me. You'll understand soon. If you read the tips, you would have known.
Shion gave me a wink that reminded me of Miyo as she said that. No sign of people and not much moonlight. It was dark. We had gotten pretty far away from the crowd of people in the shrine grounds. How are we supposed to see Rika-chan's dance from here?
どこか高いところ
I
があるんだな
see. There's some high spot around here,
屋
isn't
根の
there?
上とか
Like a
そういう
rooftop
ところ
or
から
somewhere we
見
can
下ろ
look
そうっ
down
て
at
言うん
it,
だろ
right?
はいなんで
What?
屋根に登んなくちゃ
Why
いけ
do
ない
we
ん
have
で
to
すか
climb onto the
だっ
roof?
てそうじゃなかった
Well,
ら
how else are we
どうや
supposed
っ
to
て
see
リカちゃんの
Rika-chan's
演舞を見るん
dance?
だよ
リカちゃまの演舞なんか見たか
Did
った
you
んです
really want to
か
see Rika-chama's
ケイ
dance?
ちゃんひょっとしてス
K-chan,
トライクゾー
could
ン
it be
も
that
み
your
んなすご
strike
く
zone is
低くあり
really
ます
low?
なんだか話が微妙
I
に噛み合わ
don't
ない
think
ぞ
we're understanding each other here. But knowing Keiichi
お前
probably
は
is.
俺をリカ
Aren't
ちゃ
you
んの
going
演
to
舞
show
が
me
よく
something
見
I
える
could
場所
see?
に案内してく
Weren't
れ
you
るんじゃ
going to
ない
show
の
me
か
somewhere I could see Rika-chan's dance from easily?
はい誰も
What?
そんな約束して
Who
ませ
made
んわ
that
ね
promise?
Shion, the master of having people fill in the blanks incorrectly. Yeah! What's going on? Why me? Why do I always misunderstand Shion? Is it my fault? Am I just reading the wrong things into
じゃ
it?
じゃあ
Then
お前
why'd
は
you call me all the
俺
way
をな
out
んでこんな
here?
ところに呼び出したんだよ
With an expression that indicated she wasn't fooling around, Shion pressed her index finger to my lips and said slowly and quietly,
This place is a dark, dead, empty spot. You can't see it from the festival grounds. And now a male and female at the same age are all alone together.
Eh? Could this be? Shion, she's not planning something crazy again, is she?
あれを見てください
Look over there. See?
Shion whispered, pointing into the dark underbush. And there we saw two figures, one male and one female.
なんだありゃ
What's that?
まさか
Is that Takano and
万
Tomatake?
引きの生現場に決まってるじゃないですか
We're right at the scene of a rendezvous, of course.
Yo, KT, crazy fucking sex scene. Wanna check it out with me?
ほらほらよく見てください
See? Look closely. They're fucking.
あれ誰だ
Can you tell who they are?
I peered intently into the dark at Shion's suggestion. Oh, it's Tomatake-san and Takano-san.
Wow, you called it.
Yeah, who else would it be at this hour? Okay, maybe it was Tomatake's scrapbook? I don't know. Two of them were clearly breathing quietly and glancing around to make sure nobody knew they were there. as they crouched before the entrance of a wooden storehouse-like building.
まさかシオン、
Wait,
これを
Shion,
見せたくて俺
did
を
this
呼ん
be
だの
what you
か
wanted to show me?
ケイちゃん、リカちゃんの
Kei-chan,
演舞は毎
you
年
can
見
see
られる
Rika
けど、
Chopper's dance any
こういう
year,
のは
but
二
you
度と
won't
は
ever
見
get
れ
another
ません
chance like this, okay?
I thought the Sonozaki sisters each had their own personalities, but at times like this, they seemed all too
俺
similar.
帰るぞ。
Go
二度と
back!
こんなのに
Don't
呼
call
ぶ
me
な
for
よ
something
な。
like this again.
今動いたらバレちゃいますって。
If you move now, they'll see us.
At our noisy argument, Takano-san suddenly turned around.
あらあら、
Oh
どな
my,
たか
who
しら
might that be? He held her breath and tried to wait it out, but it seemed like Takano-san was now acutely aware of her presence. She and I exchanged glances, then gave up and climbed out from behind the bush.
どうもこんばんは。
Well, hello
お月
there.
様の綺麗
The
な
moon
いい
sure
夜
is
ですね。
beautiful tonight, isn't
あ
it?
らあら、
My,
シオンちゃんに前原君じゃない。
Higurashi.
こんばんは。
Good evening.
月の綺麗な夜ね。
is pretty.
おやおや、ケイチ
What's
君もす
this?
ぐに呼べない
Keiji-kun,
ね
you sure are smart, you know that?
こんなところで相引きか
Having a secret date in a place
だ
like
とした
this?
ら
Then I guess we accidentally interrupted something important.
You're the ones who were meeting up secretly. Shotake-san and Takano-san laughed to themselves, and it got on my nerves for some reason.
ってことは、富武
Wait,
さん
so
たち
you
は
two
相
weren't
引
in
きしてたって
having a
わけ
little
じゃない
rendezvous
みたいで
then?
すね。
それはもちろん違うよ
Of course we weren't.
そういうロマンスも嫌いじ
Though
ゃ
I
ないよ
don't
ね
dislike that kind of romance.
Relax, Tomitake Flash.
残念だけど、
Unfortunately, this
あな
wasn't
た
the
たちが覗き
location
見
of a
したくな
rendezvous
るよう
either
な
viewer
相
want
引
to
き
see.
現場じゃ期待に添えな
Sorry
く
for not
て
living up to your
申し訳ないわね。
expectations.
ふん
After all, Ryukishi wouldn't even want to draw the sex scene anyway.
相引き現場じゃなかったら何してるんですか？
If this wasn't a rendezvous, then what were you doing?
富武さん、
Tomitake-san,
扉の
were you
内鍵
messing
をチェッ
around
ク
with the
なさいました？
padlock of the door just now?
Huh? After she said that, I looked at the two of them again, and I definitely saw it. They were hunched in front of a warehouse door, fiddling with a pretty heavy-looking padlock.
バレちゃしょうがないな
Guess we've been found out, huh?
僕たちが倉庫破
We
りを
were
してた
trying
な
to
んて
break into the
内緒だ
warehouse,
よ
but don't tell anyone, alright?
内緒って、
Don't tell anyone.
それ、
Are you
泥
thieves
棒
or
ってこと
something?
ですか？
I demanded unthinkingly, just because of how absently Tomitake-san was grinning.
いやーね。
Nah, never.
泥棒っ
Thieves
て
are
の
people
は
who steal things, right?
別に私た
It's
ち
not
は
like we were trying to take
物を
anything
持ち
out
出
of
そうと
here.
しているわけじゃないのよ。へえ。
I see.
じゃあ何のために
Then
鍵
why
開
are
けな
you
んかして
trying
る
to
んです
unlock
か？
the door?
ここ
This
開
is
か
the
ずの細
forbidden
工店です
storehouse for
よね。
ritual
古出
tools.
家と
They
ほんの
say
一
only the
握りの
Furude
人間しか
family and a
入る
mere
ことが許
handful
さ
of
れない。
others are allowed in.
Forbidden storehouse? I took a few steps back at that and looked on the entire warehouse. It certainly looked like one, built removed from any signs of people, almost as if in secret. It was filthy, revealing how little it was ever opened. And it was built to be durable, giving it a strange, overpowering impression. Now that I looked at it more closely, it was certainly different than normal warehouses.
ここはね、
This
細具
place,
殿といって
they're called
ね、
ritual
細具を
implements.
しまっている
Basically,
倉庫な
this
の。
is a warehouse where they store such tools used in
ええ、
rituals.
細具を
Well,
祀
more
っている
accurately,
神殿と
maybe
言っ
it's a
てもいいか
temple
も
where
し
the
れないわ
implements are
ね。
enshrined.
リカちゃんが奉納演舞で使って
The
いる
ritual
祭事
home
用のク
Rika-chan
ワ
is
も
using for the
今日までこの
offertory
中に
dance
しま
was
われてい
inside
た
here
も
until
のよ。
today.
もちろん、古
Of
出家の
course,
人
if
間以
anyone
外
but the
は
Furude family
汚れを
enters,
持ち込
they
むから
bring impurity
立ち
into
入
it,
り禁止
so
の不可
absolutely
侵
no one is
領
allowed a single step
聖
inside it.
域なの。
It's a sanctuary. Shouldn't we absolutely not be coming to a place like this then? However, Takano was wearing a childlike expression, an innocent smile at best, and a terribly cruel grin at
私、
worse.
ひなみ沢の
I
昔語
told you I
や
was
伝
into
承を
researching
趣味で
Iwasawa's
研
folk
究
tales
してい
and
るって
legends
言
out
っ
of
た
an
わよ
interest
ね。
in them, didn't I?
私の知的
A
興
lot
味
of
の
the
様
answers to
々な答
questions I'm
えが
curious
こ
about
の
are
中
hidden
に詰
away
まっている
inside
の。こ
here.
の中に入れ
But
る
it
チャ
all
ン
this
スを
time today for this
今日までずっ
chance.
と待ってたんだから。
A chance. A chance. Everybody's eyes were fixed on the dance at the shrine grounds today. This was the ultimate blind spot.
へえ。
Yeah, I see.
富武さんに鍵
I
開け
didn't
の
know
技術
you
があ
had
るなんて知り
lockpicking
ませんで
skills,
した。
Tomitake-san.
あ、よしてくれよ
Stop
僕だって
it.
いやい
I
や
don't
やっ
want
て
to
るん
be
だよ
doing this, okay?
付き合わせてしまってごめんなさい
Sorry
ね。
for taking you along with
でも、
me, but
二郎
this
さん
is
のお
all
かげ
thanks to
よ。
you,
感謝
Jiru-san.
してるわ。
I really am
いやいや
grateful.
でも高野さんこういう
Sheesh.
のはこれっ
This
き
is
り
the
にし
only
てこう
time, understand,
こういう
Takano-san?
ところに黙って入
I
り
don't
込むの
want to
は
be sneaking
やっ
into
ぱり
places
気が
like
利くよ
this.
Aura. You really are a good person, Jiro-san. Your clink? Tomitake-san undid the padlock and placed it to the side.
開いたよ。
It's open.
ありがと
Thank
う。いよ
you.
いよね。
At long last. Takano-san gulped. With an unusually excited air about her, she gave it a heavy door shove. The sharp smell of mold and dust floated out from the gap in the doors. I had claimed curses didn't exist, but in this situation, I could believe in them. If we went to such a holy place with our shoes on, feels like we could be punished
No.
somehow. How
あな
about
たた
it?
ちも共犯
Your
なんだ
accomplices
し、
too.
せっかくだから一
You
緒に
came all the way
見学し
here,
な。
so why not come in and take the
ひ
tour?
なみ沢の秘
It'll be a
書
little
を見
field
る
trip to a museum of
貴重
precious
な
cultural
文化遺産
artifacts
の
that
見
conceal the
学会
secret
よ。
history of Kingdom
今
Misawa.
日だけの限
And
定
it's only
会
open
館。
today.
別に俺たち
We're not
共犯ってわけじゃ
accomplices or anything.
面白いと思いません？
Are you interested, though?
覗いてみ
Come
ましょうよ。
on, let's take a peek.
Shion said, predictably linking her arm with mine.
これは絶
We
対
definitely shouldn't be doing
神
this.
聖な倉庫なんだ
Such a
ろ
holy warehouse,
細
isn't
部
it?
殿って言ったっけ
You said ritual
ま
implements,
すま
right?
す勝手に入っちゃま
I
ずいよ
really feel like we shouldn't go in.
私は一応その崎
I'm
の
a
人
part
間
of the
ですから
Sonozaki family, so
この
I have
中
a
にある
good
もの
guess
は
as to
お
what
よ
we'll
そ
find
で
in
も
there.
それ
But
は
I
ケイ
want
ちゃん
you
に
to
も見
see
ても
it
らいたい
too,
ものです
Kei-chan.
俺に見ても
You
らい
want
たいも
you
の
want to show something to me? I thought it was just a ploy, but Shion's eyes looked entirely serious. Of course, she was the sort who could lie with a straight face. Of course, I was an average boy, too. My curiosity was at least twice that of a normal person. Sleeping, forbidden treasures, never to leave this warehouse. Chances like this don't come around too often. If I had to choose, then I want to see. Until the locked door is open, though. I don't know about this.
面白くないって思ったら
If you're not
ケイちゃん
interested,
はすぐに出れ
Kei-chan,
ばいい
then
で
you
す
can leave
きっと
now.
興味を惹かれると
I
思いま
think
すの
you'll
で
wonder about it later, though.
Rena and Mion are in the cut watching right now. Shotake-san spoke after listening to our discussion, himself having sat down on the stairs to take a short rest.
僕がここで見張っててあげ
I'll
るから
keep watch
一
here.
緒に見てきてごらん。
Go in and check it out with
僕
them.
はあまり趣味じゃ
I'm
ない
not
け
too
ど、圭
interested.
一君みたいな若
But
い
it
男
might
の
be
子に
pretty
は
interesting for a
結構
young guy
面
like
白いか
you,
もしれないよ。
Keiichi-kun.
He said, laughing mischievously. There was no ill will in his
富
laughter.
武さんはこの中
Tomitake-san,
に
do
何
you
が
know
ある
what's
の
in
か知っ
there?
てるんですか？
まあね、高野さん
Kind
に
of.
たっぷり聞かされてる
Takano-san
から
told me
ね。
all about it.
相方の特殊な趣味に
Must
付
be
き
a
合わされ
pain
る
to
ドラ
have
マ
to
で
go
も
along
大
with
変
your
ですね
companion's unique hobbies, huh?
Tomitake-san didn't answer that, only responding with a pained smile. Takano-san had this kind of scary air about her, like she'd drop absolutely everything else for something she had an interest in and go straight for it, but Tomitake-san, on the other hand, seemed like the gold standard of what normal person should be. Having him tell me so frankly to go check it out suddenly made my guilt feel
じ
lighter.
ゃあ
Normal person,
ちょっ
says
と
the
だけ
one
な
with the camera.
Okay, but just a
面白
little.
くなかったら
If it's
すぐ
that
出るぞ
interesting, I'm leaving.
You got it.
Shion gave me another
決
Mion-like
まっ
wink.
たみたいね
Looks like we're
じゃあ
decided.
行きま
Shall
し
we
ょう
go
か
inside?
二郎さん
Jiro-san,
留守番をお
I'll
願
leave
い
this to
ね
you. Tomitake-san waved his hand to see us off. The inside was pitch black, but Takano-san turned on the battery-powered lanterns he'd brought, revealing a pretty cramped front room.
真っ暗だね。みんな
It's so
転ばな
dark
い
in
ように気を
here.
つけるんだよ。
Everyone, take care not to trip over
ご心
anything.
配ありがとう
I appreciate the concern.
門番を
Okay,
よろしく
doorman,
ね
keep a good watch.
ここ
We're
閉め
shutting the
るわ
door
よ
now. Takano-san smiled spitefully, as if leaving Tomitake-san out of something fun, and began to
い
close
や
the
いや
door.
ね。じゃあみんな、ゆっくり
Man.
楽しんでおいで。
Alright, everyone. Have fun.
There was a low, heavy, and loud noise, and we were completely cut off from the outside world and covered in silent darkness. Takano-san's lantern was the only light we had.
大丈夫よ
It'll be
予備
fine.
電池も入っ
It's
て
an outdoor
る
lantern
アウ
with
トドア
backup
仕様
batteries
なんだから
inside.
消えたりなん
It
か
won't
し
go
ないわ
out or
よ
anything. Looks like Takano noticed my uneasy expression. I couldn't help but blush a little and avert my gaze. Deeper inside, there was a heavy and old but sturdy door with solemn decorations on it. It was the last door sealing away what was
ただの
within.
倉庫なのに全室があるなんて
Strange
変
how
わっ
it
て
has
る
an
でしょ
antechamber even though it's just a warehouse, isn't
一
it?
度に一枚ずつ
I believe
扉を
it's
出
set
入
up
り
this
させ
way
る
so
こ
you
と
have
に
to
よっ
open
て
one door at a time,
最具
never
殿の
letting the
中
room
が
with all
外
the
に
tools
見
be
えな
seen
い
from
よう
the
にする工
outside.
夫だと考えられるわね
Takano-san explained this, awfully impressed by the construction. But still, it's really dark in here. Huh? That over there, it's... I spotted a circuit breaker hanging up from a clump of wiring, clumsily attached to the wall.
これ、明
Oh,
かりのブレー
here.
カーか何
Isn't
かじゃ
this
な
a
いで
light
すか
switch or something? I flipped the biggest switch I can find, and with a click, the pitch black room was illuminated by an old bare light bulb. Yeah, sure, flip a random switch. One of those could have been like the alarm or something. Everyone scrunched up their faces at the sudden strobe-like brightness.
ダメです。
Don't.
Before she even finished, she unslapped my hand and flipped the switch back. There was another loud click, and the room returned to darkness, with only the lantern for
いててて
illumination.
て。
Ow!
ダメです、ケイちゃん。
You can't,
私た
K-chan.
ちここ
We
に忍
snuck
び
in
込んで
here,
るんですよ。
remember?
明かりなんかつけたら
If you
バレ
turn
ちゃ
on
う
the
かもしれ
light,
ないじゃ
it
ないで
might
す
give
か。
us away.
I was scolded by Shion fairly harshly. It looks like she was worried about whether someone had seen them from the momentary light.
大丈夫よ。
It's
本
alright.
当に
It
一
was only
瞬
for
だ
a
し。
moment. Takano-san remained a relaxed adult. It seemed like she was confident she could talk her way out of it if someone
さ
did see
あ、入
us.
りましょう。
Let's
よ
go
い
in.
しょ。
Here we go. There. The even heavier door opened, and this time, it wasn't just dust that came out with the air. There was also a nasty smell. One smell was like the opening a dust-filled cupboard in the back of a kitchen that hadn't been opened in years. And the other smell, the nasty one, was hard to explain, but it was like the raw water of a fish market. From how the sound echoed, this room felt far larger than the first. Takano-san held up her lantern and revealed the contents of the expansive room. Whoa! At the back wall of the storehouse, right in front of us, was a Buddha-like holy object standing there, looking down at us. I was taken aback by its unseen force, lit up by the slender beam of the lantern.
あれがひなみ沢の守り神。
That's the guardian god of
Oyashiro-sama.
Hinamizawa. Oyashiro-sama. What Oyashiro reveal?
社にあるのより
It's far
ずっと
grander
立
than
派
the
です
one
わ。
at the shrine. Is it bad that I thought that? Is it bad that I thought that they were gonna go in and then they'll just see like corpses in there?
I was expecting that much too. I don't think that needle's gonna drop though yet. Oyashiro-sama.
Yes, for no reason.
So, this is the spirit protecting Hinamizawa. The one guarding the holy land of Hinamizawa from the impurities of the outside world. And the one delivering punishment after punishment upon those who attempted to slay the land with the damp destruction.
想像してたより
It looks
た
like
くさん
there
の
are far
細具
more
が収
tools
められ
stored
てい
here
る
than
よ
I
ね。
thought, but
でも残念。
this is so
どれも
sad.
あまり手入れがさ
None
れ
of
て
them
いな
have been
いわ。
maintained.
状態が悪いのが
How
悔やまれ
unfortunate
るのね。
that they're in such a state.
Keiichi-kun, crank that soldier boy.
Even in the dim light, I could see a lot of strange objects lining the walls, ceiling, and shelves. Takano-san, speaking as if in a trance, was infatuated by the various implements filling the dark room. They weren't very festival-like or traditional, but instead, this was more like the workshop of a blacksmith or a carpenter. There were a lot of large wooden and metal tools packed in there. Putting it bluntly, it was all pretty boring stuff. I'd imagined there would be more artistic things in here from the Heian period, but these are a far cry from being cultural artifacts.
Ah, yes, my Oyashiro-sama technique. I haven't used this one since the Heian era.
My expression betrayed my dashed hopes, and they caught on right away.
あら、面白くないかしら。
Is this not
Please let the
interesting for you?
animation finish.
Oh, boring.
俺は文系でも美術系でもないんで、
I'm not into literature or
あんま
art,
りこう
so
いうのを見ても
I can look at
よ
this
く価
stuff,
値が
but
わからない
I
で
don't
す
really
よ。
understand its value.
Manga is literature.
ケイチ君はよくわかってないみ
Keisuke,
たい
you
ね。
really do look like you don't
無理
get
も
it.
ないけれど。
I guess that's only natural. Takano-san
You
reached
wouldn't
into a
get it.
paper bag that she'd been holding the whole time, took out a worn scrapbook, and began to flip
じゃ
through it.
あ、ケイチ君
Then
のた
just
め
for
に
you,
昔
Keiichi-kun,
話で
I'll
も
tell
聞
you
か
an
せてあげよ
old
うか
story,
しら。
story time with
It's
この
called-
地
Takano.
方では
It's
一般
called
的な話
Higurashi no
話よ。
Nakukoro ni.
It's a common tale in this region.
図書館に行けば
It happens
教
like
育委員会
yearly.
推薦の本にも載っ
If you
て
go
る
to
く
the
らいね。
library, it would even be on the recommended reading list. Telling stories?
Just don't get turned into a book.
Telling stories in such a dark, creepy place? She must have a horror story in mind. Shion's face belied nothing but calm. If she had the same personality as Mion, she'd have found fault with me being scared. I'll endure it for now and pretend to be calm.
いい？じゃ
Okay,
あ、
alright, I'll
読むわ
read
よ。
it.
Pay attention, child of man.
After confirming that I was going to be quiet and listen, she began to speak softly, like a kindergarten teacher reading a picture book. Long, long
ある
ago,
山
in
奥
a
の
certain
村にね
village in the mountains,
沼
there
が
was a
あった。
swamp.
その沼は
This
ね
swamp was very, very
底
deep.
なしの
Some even called it
深い地の
bottomless.
底の
People said it was
鬼の
connected
国
to
に
hell,
つな
the
がって
land
い
of
たんです
demons.
って。
The rumor said it was deeper than the ocean, and that anyone who swallowed would sink to an underworld, a bottomless swamp. Its name was Onikafuchi. Wait, I thought back to the story I heard yesterday about the sacrifice of sinking in the bottomless swamp. Could that be the swamp she's talking about?
ってことはその村
So
は
then, the village
ひなみ沢ですね。
was Hinamizawa, right?
察しがいい
You
わ
catch on
ね。
quickly.
そうよ。
That's
当
right.
時は
That was
鬼
called
ヶ淵村
Onikafuchi
って
Village
呼
at
ぶ
the
鬼
time.
ヶ淵村
Onikafuchi
物
Village.
騒な響きのある
It's a
名前
pretty
だな。
inauspicious name.
イメージもあったんでしょうね。
It evokes quite the image,
明
doesn't
治
it?
の頃に
I
今
hear
の名
that's the
前に
name
改称
of.
されたって聞きました。
I hear that the name was changed in the Meiji period.
The name of the swamp connected to hell was called Onigafuchi, which meant the demon's abyss. And the true name of this village, Hinamizawa, was Onigafuji
村
Village.
人たちは鬼の
The
国、
villagers
つま
belonged
り
to
は
that
地
abyss,
獄の
or
こ
to
と
hell, in other words.
鬼の国とつな
They
がる
lived
と
their
いう
lives
沼を
worshipping the
崇
swamp
め
said
な
to
がら
connect
そ
to
うで
it.
もね、
But then,
ある日の
one
こ
day...
と。
Oh my! Demon jump scare. Look at that.
That is totally not going to be the thumbnail image.
Demons began to appear one after the other from deep in the swamp. The villagers feared that hell was overflowing. The demons mercilessly attacked the villagers. They could only watch in fear. They could do no more than hide themselves and
で
tremble.
誰かが
So,
鬼
did
を退治するわけですか。
someone exterminate them?
Maybe did, obviously.
残念だけど、このお話に
Unfortunately,
は
there is no
桃太郎みた
Momotaro
い
or
な正義
Superman
の
in
味
this
方
fairy
は
tale.
登場。
じゃあ村を挙げて戦うわけですか。
Then, did they get the whole village together
ま
to fight
さ
them?
か
Heavens
村人
no!
たちに鬼と
You
互
mean
角に
hell
戦え
now?
る
The
力な
villagers
どあ
weren't
るわ
nearly
けも
strong
ない
enough to fight on equal terms with the demons.
じゃあ村を捨てて
Then,
逃げるしか
the
ない
only
ですよね。
recourse would be to flee the
それも
village.
無理ね。
They couldn't do that
村
together.
人たちにと
To
っ
the
ても
villagers, it was their beloved
村は大
homeland.
切な兄弟だった
Nationalism and such.
どんな恐ろしい鬼が攻めてきたからと
It
い
didn't matter
って
how
Behold, the Sweet Fish River running through my beloved hometown.
It didn't matter how terrifying the demons. They wouldn't have run away so
じゃ
easily.
あどうするんです
Then,
か。
what did they
滅
do?
びるしかないじゃ
Wouldn't
ない
they
で
just
す
get
か。
wiped out? Unable to fight and unable to run, all they could do was wait for the village to be destroyed. Then, when everyone had lost hope, their god, Oyashiro-sama, descended unto
なる
them.
ほど。
I
つま
see.
り天からや
So,
ってきたお社
Oyashiro-sama
様
came
が
down from the
鬼
sky
た
and
ちを
beat up
や
all
っ
the
つけるわけ
demons
です
then.
か。
ケイちゃんは男の子ですね。
You're such a
すぐ
boring
に腕力で
K-chan.
解決する
You
方に
always
走
jump
るんです
straight
け
to
ど
using force to resolve things.
As seen versus the degenerates in Angel Mort. Shion sighed, a little annoyed. Shion sighed a little annoyed. Embarrassed, I held my tongue.
お社様は
The
ね、
thing about
や
Oyashiro-sama,
っつけると
he
か
wasn't a violent god who
そ
would
う
beat
い
them
う
up
暴
like you're
力的
saying.
なもっと優し
He was a kind
い
god, filled with love and
慈愛のある
benevolence.
神様だっ
Ignore
た
how
の。
people die for him yearly.
Themes and such.
The strength of Oyashiro-sama, descended from the heavens, couldn't be compared to that of the demons. They didn't even fight. They simply prostrated themselves before his radiant authority. Oyashiro-sama urged them to go back to hell from whence they came, but the demons wept and challenged them, saying they could never return.
鬼たちの世界にも
The world of the
厳
demons
しい戒
too
律があ
has
っ
harsh
て彼らは
commandments.
地獄を追
They
放
claimed
さ
that
れ
they had
た
been
鬼たちだっ
banished
た
from
んです
hell.
って。
Demons, who didn't have a place to go, neither in hell nor in the human world. Of course, they were at fault for attacking the village. They deeply reflected on it and
村
were
人たち
sorry.
も話を聞
As the
くう
villagers
ちに
conversed among
少
themselves,
しずつ
little by
気の
little
毒
they
になっ
became,
ていっ
began
た
to pay
わ。
the demons, and, they did destroy our village, but, they had nowhere else to go. Maybe, maybe
You
we're
know
bad
they
guys.
destroyed our village, but maybe they had a point.
They had their reasons.
それでね、
After
村の
talking
みん
with
なで
everyone in the
話し合っ
village,
た
they
結果、
decided to live alongside
退
them.
治するとか追っ払うっていう昔
A
話
lot
は
of
多
fairy
いけど
tales have them being exterminated or
共
driven
存ってのは
away,
確かに
but
珍
you
しいですね。
don't often hear one where they live in
This
peace.
really is
ですよ
Toho.
ね。
You're right.
This confirms once again how big of a Toho nerd Ryukishi is.
鬼ってのは元来、諸悪の
Demons are
象徴だ
supposed to symbolize all
それとの
evils.
共存を決め
A
たとい
story
う
where
お
they
話なん
decide
だ
to
から
live together with
本当に
humans
変
is
わってます。
certainly strange. I can always show. Well, I can always show you everything regarding Toho with the lore. Have fun.
These games come with lore?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm not surprised. When the demons first
It's
heard the
peak.
villagers' invitation, they doubted their ears, but soon burst into tears of joy. The villagers had given them a place to live. It was said that in payment for this good deed, the demons shared their many kinds of powers and secrets with the villagers. Oyashiro-sama was very pleased with this happy exchange. He gave the demons the bodies of humans so that they would be indistinguishable from the villagers. He himself decided to stay on the surface and watch over the everlasting peace between them. A land in which man, demon, and god lived together. I had thought the word demon was now meaning evil that used to be exterminating. A god may have mediated for them, but you don't often hear happy endings like that where both sides live in harmony. I see. I guess it is kind of interesting.
I mean, Lambda wanted a happy ending.
Lambda and Oyashiro, one and the same when you think about it.
I'm not saying shit.
Hinamizawa can just be seen as Oyashiro-sama's fan club. So the normal fairy tale ends there. It was revised quite a bit during the Edo period into a much longer story.
It's called Higurashi WTC.
After that, the humans and demons intermixed. Eventually, there was no difference between them. So the demons ended up disappearing?
No, not at all. Half of them stayed just as they were.
The knowledge that the villagers had received from the demons basically made them into something inhuman, what people call transcendent. They were well aware the power they had was hearsay, and those below them worshipped them. They lived out their lives in secrecy. This story is the root of many derivative tales and pieces of fiction.
It's called a fragment.
The foundation, I mean. The basis. What do you mean by roots? I just said, the foundation, the basis.
She means the part about the villagers having demon blood. What I mean is, all the legends from around here are based on the premise that the villagers are descended from demons.
There was a hint of amusement in Shion's face as she said that. It was like she wanted to say that she too had demon blood in her. Probably. Is there any proof, though?
No.
Maybe it's somehow rooted in a historical fact beyond just fairy tales. Oh, Maibaru-kun. Then do you believe that humans really did come out of the swamp and breed with humans? Well, it's not that I don't believe it, but I just think it's bullshit. But she said demon.
Oh, really? Maibaru-kun from who?
But she said demon.
Is this person that doesn't believe with us right now?
Battler in the background.
It's me! It's me! I'm the one that doesn't believe!
Demons, witches.
Get back in the corner, Ushiromiya battler.
Yeah,
You're not in this story.
Next time, though. But she said demon. She meant the ones from hell, but in ancient Japan, word wasn't necessarily used to denote only that kind, right? The more well-known use involves the drifting foreigner theory. F7 again. Alright. As the story goes, Westerners who were shipwrecked in nearby seas had such markedly different customs that they were called demons. Japanese people were relatively similar in appearance to other Asians, so everything about those from the West was different. Their physiques, their faces, and their skin color. In Japan, terms like red demon and blue demon evoke images especially of Westerners. Lacking in skin pigments, Westerners would sunburn easily and turn red. Being fair-skinned, I think blood vessels appearing on their skin would look blue too. A handful of accidental aliens had driven to Japan and came under persecution, being called demons. They would flee into the mountains to survive, turn to bandit groups, and attack villages for food and the like. How's that explanation sound? Maybe it's a bit childish. Takano gave me a weird smile when, having come up with such an impromptu hypothesis, I unconsciously followed it up with self-deprecation. Still, she didn't smile as if to make fun of me. It's not ridiculous. There are a lot of people who subscribe to the drifting foreigner theory. Even so, nobody actually knows what happened. Were they groups of foreigners who had used to return to banditry? Or were they really demons who had come from the bottom of the world? What are we talking about? Are people who aren't Japanese demons?
じゃあ
What did Takano mean by this?
どっちを信じてるんですか
Takano-san, which one do you believe? I believe in the great nation of Japan, and we are going to take it back from the rest of the world. We are superior people.
I don't know if I should follow that idea, Takano-san. You seem like a very suspicious person to me, and I don't know if I should trust you. Just follow my fucking lead, Keiichi-kun.
The truth of the matter aside, I believe the more fantastic explanation. It's more fun that way, isn't it? Her answer made her sound a wee bit like a romanticist. Yeah,
So this is either the magic ending or the trick ending.
Magic versus trick. It's a dichotomy between Keiichi and Takano. Shion's also there.
I'm just there to be the spectator.
Here I thought she'd reject unrealistic stories like that. Now then, this is where fun begins.
There you go.
Takano-san brought an end to her storyteller and waits for a moment as if to tantalize us. Wrong, but
This is where the fun begins. Huh?
Suddenly, Shion looked around as if something had caught her eye. Her head bobbed to and fro as she was making sure nothing had changed.
どうしたシオン
What's wrong, Shion?
ごめんなさい。気にしないでください。
Sorry. Please don't worry about it.
Shion pretended as though nothing had happened. Takano-san also made sure nothing had happened, then cleared her throat and broached the next subject. I explained that half of the villagers have demon blood. That blood, they actually say it's the blood of the kind of demon that eats people.
人食い鬼ですか
Man-eating demons?
急に物騒な響きにな
That
りました
escalated quickly.
その血は今
That
でも村
blood
人
still
た
runs
ち
through
に
the
は
village's
脈々と
veins.
流れていてね。時折
They say that
その血が
sometimes
眠りを
the
覚
blood
ますと言われ
awakens
てい
from
る
its
わ。
slumber. I thought the fairy tale had a happy ending, with the humans and demons living in peace. But it began to suddenly change into a brutal, bloody
人
story.
食い鬼だから
Well, they eat
何
people.
十年か
They
に
say
一
that
度
every decade or
ど
so,
う
they
して
can't
も
help but
人
want to
肉が
feast on
食べた
human
くてだからっ
flesh.
て
The villagers can't
村
help
人
it.
同士
The
で共
villagers
に
can't
す
eat
る
other
わけにだ
villagers.
から
So when this
彼
happens,
らは
it's
そ
said
の
that they
度
descended
に
into
人
the,
里へ
onto
降り
human villages and
鬼隠
conducted
しをしたと
onikakushi.
何ですか鬼隠
What's
しっ
in
て
onikakushi? It's the first
What's a
episode of
Higurashi?
Higurashi.
What's a Higurashi?
平たく言えば
Broadly speaking,
鬼たちによる
it's a
誘
cicada,
拐
an evening cicada. It's when a demon kidnaps someone, when a person is deemed
鬼隠
away.
し村の村人たちが人
They say
里
that the
に押し寄
villagers
せ
of Inigafuchi
哀
would
れな
overwhelm
生贄
unfortunate
を
human
無理や
villagers
り力ずく
in
でさ
order
れ
to
たんで
kidnap
す
sacrifices. Takano-san's explanation was plain and simple, but when I imagined what it must have been like, it was terrifying. They lose their human reason. The villagers turn into real demons en masse. They attack the villages they loathe in the dirty world of the masses below. And then they kill and eat their
それ
sacrifices.
じゃあ鬼と何ら
So
変
they're
わ
no
りないじゃ
different
ない
from
ですか
demons after
お
all.
やじろ様はどうした
What
ん
did
です
Oyashiro-sama
その
do?
村にとど
Was
ま
he
って
supposed to be staying in the
人々
village
を
and
見
watching
守って
over
るんじゃな
them?
かったでしょ
もちろん
Oyashiro-sama knew
お
about it,
様
of
も了
course.
承してだから
Onikakushi isn't
鬼たち
indiscriminate.
は
The
無差
villagers
別で
apparently
はな
never
く
kidnapped anyone
神
other than
様
the
が決めた
sacrifices
生
decided
贄
upon by their
ほ
god.
とんどの場合
In the
は
text, it's
一人
usually
か
one or
二
two
人だっ
people.
たって記されてるわね
A village inhabited by those human and inhuman. It was like the heartwarming episode's colors had inverted, like a negative film, revealing the painful and ugly truth. Ooh, that's why the colors, it's like the colors inverting when something scary happens. It's a
そう
reference.
して生贄をさらってき
So,
た夜には
on the nights where they stole away
哀れ
villagers,
な犠牲者を
they
お
would
救い
feast on their
いただ
kidnapped
くため
sacrifices, which is why the nights
私の
came
儀
to be
式
known
が
as
開かれた
Watsunagashi. Okay, so they're just like celebrating this every night, every year? Watsunagashi.
Yeah.
Tonight's festival was Watsunagashi. Just couldn't reconcile the fun festival with the horrible tale Takano-san was telling me. I mean, shit, it's like Thanksgiving.
綿流しは
Watsunagashi, well, wasn't it?
冬の間に使っ
Wasn't it
た
about
布団
giving
なんかに
thanks
感
to the
謝するお祭りじゃ
futons
なか
to
った
use
でした
over
っ
the
け
winter or something?
Happy Thanksgiving, Keiichi-kun.
渡って言いません
Kei-chan, Wata has another meaning, you know. It means entrails.
Shion, who had been silent until now, spoke up.
綿
Entrails?
そういえば言うな
Oh, yeah. I guess that's true.
魚の綿
Like
っていう
fish guts. Wait, what? Like a jigsaw puzzle. The fun times I had today and Katano-san's grotesque tale clicked together in my mind.
綿流し
Watsunagashi. So, gut spilling.
That's spilling with dead air.
Just gotta let the moment sit. See, I was gonna cut this
Yeah.
out, but then we riffed on the dead air, so now I gotta keep it in.
Oops. Thanks, Shion.
I didn't think saying that could ever feel so nauseating.
そう
Oh boy. Yes.
前原くんの想像
Yes,
し
as
て
you
いる
imagine,
通り
Mahabara-kun.
今でこそ綿流
Right
しは
now,
毎
the
年
Wasanagashi
6月に
Festival
行
might
わ
just
れ
be a somewhat early summer
早い
festival
夏
occurring
祭
every
りに過ぎ
June.
ないけ
But
ど
it used to be
哀れ
different.
な食材を
It
さ
used
ら
to
っ
be
と
a
した
ghastly
夜にだけ
cannibalistic
開か
feast
れ
held on a night the villagers had
凄
collected
惨
their
な
unfortunate
人食い
dinner.
う嘘だ
That can't be true! Oh shit, he said Usoda. I had no real reason to say that. I couldn't help it.
前原くんはさっき
Mahabara-kun,
綿
you
流し
said that the
は
Wasanagashi
布
is a
団を
ritual
清
about
める儀
purifying
式だって
futons,
綿
right?
が詰まった
What do you
布団
think
っ
the
て
futons filled
何
with
を意味
cotton
してると
with
思うかし
wata
ら
represents?
布団は布団だ
Futons are
シ
futons!
ング
Your
寝る
beds!
ための
The
道具だ
things
よ
you're sleeping in!
他に何
What
の意
else
味
could they
があるんだ
possibly
よ
represent? I was rattling on, desperately attempting to deny the horrible festival that Takano-san was describing. Deep down, however, I found myself understanding all too well what she meant. Futons stuffed with cotton. The cotton represented entrails in both pronunciation and meaning, and entrail-filled futons would have to be
で
humans.
はリカちゃんがやった
Why don't
奉
you
納
think
演
back to
舞
the
を思い出してちょ
offertory dance Rika-chan
リカちゃん
performed?
があそこで何を
Do
して
you
い
know
た
what she was doing up there?
わからねえよ
No, I don't!
第一
I didn't even
リ
watch
カ
the
ちゃん
whole
の
thing
演舞は最
anyway!
後までちゃんと見てないし
Oh god.
ケイちゃんエキサイトしす
Kei-chan,
ぎです
you're getting too worked up.
Shion grabbed one of my ears, reminding me that this wasn't somewhere to raise my voice. Even so, I still can't suppress this agitation I feel.
リカちゃんが持っていた
Rika-chan was carrying a festival hoe.
もう薄々
You've
は
probably
気づいて
realized
る
it
と思う
already,
けど
but that's not a
あ
hoe
れ
for
は
plowing
人間の
fields.
腹を
It's a
こじ
tool
開
for
けるた
dissecting
め
human
の解剖
bodies.
道具なのよ
Oh, that's a good
Amazing
CG.
CG! Amazing CG! Oh.
That's the thumbnail right there.
Takano looks high.
Exactly. I'm high as fuck.
I'm high as fuck off the Oyashiro gas.
Shion, what did she mean by this?
Shit's got me
I'm
ready
not
to
telling you
participate in the
shit.
Wasanagashi festival. Give me a body right now, I'll eat him whole.
No, thank you. You're being creepy.
I didn't see the dance all the way through, so I don't know what kind of performance Rika-chan was putting on after I'd left. When I told this to Takano-san, she kindly explained Rika-chan's dance to me. To summarize what she said, after what I'd seen, Rika-chan would pierce the futons with that hoe, cut them open, and pull out the cotton inside. She'd cut the cotton out one bit at a time and set it afloat. That's the kind of ritual it
平た
was.
く言えば
Broadly
魚
speaking,
の
it
綿
was
を
quite
取
the
り出して
bombastic
三角コ
ceremony
ーナーに
where
捨
they'd
てる
rip
の
out the
を
guts and throw them in a
仰々しく
basin.
それで儀式
And
は
when
お
the
し
ritual
ま
was
い
over,
その後はそれぞれの
that's
役
when
割を持った
it
村
stopped
人たち
afterwards,
が
the villagers,
おのお
each
の
with a
に
different
肉を
role,
解体し
dismantled the
て
flesh
美味
piece
し
by
くいた
piece
だい
and
たっ
feasted
てこと
upon it. As Takano-san's strangely happy giggle, I felt, for some reason, violent displeasure. Rika-chan, every day during our lunch break, she'd take a rice-pounding mallet into the schoolyard, and she worked so hard, sweating bullets, to practice the offertory dance she had done today. All that effort, all that work. Takano-san disgraced it, even though she worked so hard to practice for
高野さん
today.
ももう少し言葉を選んでほしいです。
Takano-san, I think you should choose your words more
ケイちゃん
carefully.
ナイーブなんですから
Kei-chan's pretty naive, so please don't tease him
あまりからかわないでください。
so much.
A moment before I opened my mouth to express how angry I was, Shion stopped me. Shion must have been fully aware of how that story made me feel. Before the CG disappears. There.
ごめんなさ
I'm
い。
sorry.
男の子だから。
No, you're not.
A story that sort of shock value, since you're a boy. Takano-san spoke without a hint of malice as she
この
smiled
辺まで
gracefully.
話を聞けば、ケイちゃんにもこ
After
のサイ
hearing
ムレン
all
の中
that,
にどう
did
いう
you
もの
figure
があ
out
る
what
の
kind
か
of stuff is in
理
this
解できるよう
storehouse,
になってきません
Kei-chan?
か？ほら。
See? Look.
Shion pointed out one of the walls vaguely illuminated by the lantern's light. There was. Mere moments ago, they hadn't held my interest. They were just boring-looking tools lined up on the shelves. Ugh. All those uninteresting tools I didn't understand how to use. They all suddenly took on a new meaning, and I couldn't help but let out a groan. At first, it looked like carpentry tools, or chisels, or planes. However, when I thought back, I'd seen pictures of these sorts of tools before. Yeah, they came up in a Japanese history textbook. Yes, the page introducing the Kaitai Shinsho, or New Text on
こういう
Anatomy.
のはね、
These sorts of
医学
things,
の本
they're
場、
printed
ドイ
realistically
ツ
in
の
the
文献
literature,
の
in
方
the
が
literature of
リアル
Germany,
に掲
capital
載
of the
されて
medical
るわよ。
world. These aren't carpentry tools. These strangely shaped tools. They're for dissection. Everyone knows that in the Edo period, they would dissect the corpses of those who had been put to death in order to gain knowledge about Western medical techniques. Illustrations of the dissection tools they used at the time came up in textbook supplements. The things hung up on this wall all look exactly the same as those.
もっと怖い言い方
If you
を
want a
する
scary
な
way
ら
of looking at it, think of them as cooking utensils. Let everyone cook. Takano-san, holding up the lantern, the only light source in the room, led us along the wall. She had the only light, so I had to walk after her whether I liked it or not.
ほら、
Look. Takano-san illuminated a coil chain with left a bigger impression than the other things we saw. The chain in itself was nothing unusual, but further along it, there were metal fetters that looked like hinges, clearly meant for binding people.
ケイちゃん、あれ、
Kei-chan, look at that.
Shion tapped me on the shoulder and pointed to a restraining table that was clearly shaped like a person. My spine froze. The blood felt like it was crawling into sherbet as it crawled up my back. On each of the joints, there were things like chains and iron balls attached. It was like the table was searching for its next sacrifice, ready to spread their arms wide and close them in. It's probably a chopping block.
犠牲者を
I
拘
think
束
you'd
し
trap the
て
sacrifice down
こ
to
の
prep
台
them for
の上でお
eating.
料理をしたんだと
The
思うわ
words chopping block sent a jolt down my body. When I looked more closely, there were many dark slices carved into it, as though from a knife or a saw. They were the most clear-cut signs of usage you could ask for. It proved these tools weren't just for show. They were used for their original purpose. If someone was strapped tightly onto this table, they probably wouldn't be able to even move a muscle. Their guts would be defenseless. You take one of those eerie cooking knives lined up over there, stab them with it, and then you slice open their belly and dissect.
話には聞いてたけど、
I'd heard the
すご
stories,
い。
but this is incredible.
Before coming in here, Shion had mentioned she had a good guess of what was inside, but it seemed to have exceeded her imagination.
まだまだあるわよ。どう
There's still more. How
どう
about it?
人形館より
More
面白い
fascinating
で
than
し
a
ょ
wax museum, isn't it? Takano-san had this happy expression like she was visiting a toy store for the first time.
You know what they say, Keiichi-kun? I call this one the House of Wax.
I don't get it. This Miyo Takano person has nerves of steel. Are these bizarre grotesque objects that fascinating to her? I, for one, was not enjoying myself. I'll be frank. This is all too weird for me. Still, there was something even more horrifying than all this.
If I were him, if I were him, I'd get the fuck out of here right now.
Yeah, Totake would like see me out the door, like I'm going back actually. I'd join Rena and Neon in the bushes they're hiding to look at me. Like, y'all are right, I forget all of this, never mind. That would be none other than Takano-san herself. Takano-san, holding the lantern, giving off such a thin beam of light, and she suddenly turned it off. What would I do when, the next moment, everything went totally dark? That's why I was scared. Takano-san had the only light, and anyway, I was scared. At some point, Shiona started holding onto my shirt sleeve. It was a little annoying to walk like that, but I didn't shake her off. That minor sensation allowed me to feel the presence of an ally here and now. Before I'd even walked halfway through the storehouse, the air I felt on my skin changed completely. Those cruel tools lined up, all crammed together in this place. Some were horrible ones made to take away sacrifices' freedom, and some were tools made to efficiently dismantle and prepare the bodies for consumption. But those were just the things I understood. There were plenty of other strange-looking objects that I couldn't even guess the purpose of. Now that I was here, I didn't have the slightest desire to hear the details about what sort of terrifying reasons they were meant to be used for. At the very least, they were all completely different from the sort of clean, simple killing function of a katana. Tools to kill people were, obviously, constructed in such a way that they could kill people. If that was the goal, then the person who used them on would, obviously, end up dead. The kinds of tools here, however, were different. The tools that were here were for cutting people, for crushing them, for boiling them and cooking them, and for grinding them. They were tools of torture. They weren't made to kill people. People dying was just an incidental result. Actually, they might not even kill them. If the sacrifices could die during such a horrifying ritual process, that would be nice, but they don't even die in the end. They remain in a state of hellish pain. Perhaps they were only being allowed to live. Only now in this moment did I fully realize just how terrifying and fearsome the difference was.
人ってね、
People, you
上手
see,
にやると
most of
結
these
構殺
wouldn't
さず
kill
に済
them
むも
if
のら
used
しい
properly.
の。
Takano-san, as if reading my mind, displayed a shocking
魔女狩
smile.
りで有名
Burning
な
at the
書きで
stake, the famous method of
火あぶり
execution
なん
for
て
witches,
すぐ
will
に
kill
死
the
んじゃう。
person
全
immediately.
身の皮膚
When
が
the body
広範
suffers
囲に
extreme
わたっ
burns on the
て
skin
重
all
度の
over,
やけど
the
を負う
decomposition of the
組織
skin's
の
chemical
分解
makeup
産
produces
物で
poison-like
中
symptoms
毒
and causes
症
an
状を
immense
引
shock
き
to the
まあ
victim. I
確
suppose
か
it's still
に
very cruel
そ
compared
れ
to the
に至るま
guillotine.
でが
You have to
ギ
wait
ロ
far
チンな
longer
ん
for
か
that
に
to
比べれ
happen.
ば
She
はる
describes
か
such
に
horrors
長いところ
in a
に
strangely
残
medical
虐
way.
性があるんだけど。
She is a nurse after all? She immediately answered the question I had.
高野さん、看護師さんですか
Takano-san is a nurse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a saying that nothing can scare a doctor. I guess it's true.
ところがね、
Oh, and
ローマ
also,
の時代の処
there's a
刑
method
方
of
法
execution
に
in ancient Rome where they would
バ
grill the
ーベキュ
person,
ーと同じよ
just like a barbecue.
金網で挟
They
み
would
つけ
cover the
て
person in
炭
wire
火
netting
で
and
じっ
slowly
く
cook them
り
over a
と焼
charcoal
いたん
fire.
ですって。
To think the memories of when I went to a day camp with my family would come rushing back now of all times so
これだ
vividly.
とね、
That's what it was
どう
like.
いうわけか
Apparently, they
な
wouldn't
かな
die
か
too
知ら
easily
ない
for
ら
some
しい
reason.
の。ものの本によ
According
る
to
と
one source,
一
even if
昼
they
夜か
roasted
けて
one side of a
片側
person
が
to a
炭化
crisp
す
for an
るく
entire
らい
night,
こんがり
they would
焼
still
い
be
ても
conscious and able to speak
まだ意
fluently.
識があって店
That's
長に
insane.
話をし
You
た
grill someone the whole
なん
day,
て記
and they'd
述
still
も
be
出てきたか
conscious?
ら
It's said that in ancient Rome, famous for their executions, thought of plenty of ways to execute someone who lived, having the victim stay alive for as long as
その
possible.
中にね、お
Among
腹を
them,
開いて
there was one method where they would
腸をウ
open
イ
the
ンナー
guts,
みたいに
pull
引
out
っ
all
張
the
り出して
intestines like
ウイン
sausages,
チで引っ
pull
張り
them
上
up
げ
with a
て
winch,
晒し
pull
物
them
に
up
す
with a
る系
winch,
があっ
and
た
put them
ん
on
です
full
っ
display.
て。
Shion was behind me, clinging to me. Not just because she was scared. She was protecting her
臓
stomach.
物を引っ張り出す
You
の
would think someone with their
聞
intestines
い
pulled
た
out
だ
would
けで
die
もす
instantly,
ぐ
right?
に死んじゃいそうでもね、
Actually,
丁寧に
as long as you
優し
do
く
it
や
tenderly
る
and
と
thoroughly,
意識がはっ
it's
きりと
apparently
した状
possible to
態
pull
の
them
ま
all
ま
out while the person is
腹
still
渡を引
conscious.
きずり出すこと
I felt a sick
可能
feeling
ら
in my
しい
stomach.
の
Yeah, I don't like this, Takano. Can we get off this wild ride? Feels like my organs are
You'll never
cloying
be you'll never be free from Miyo Kitchen's wild ride.
just from Takano-san's stare.
ウィンチで引っ張り出すっていうのは
But pulling them out with a winch was, though pulling them out with a winch was a rather
もっ
exaggerated
と
method.
野蛮に
In a more
裂い
barbaric
た
way,
腹
they
か
might
ら
slice
臓
open the
物
gut
を
and cut the
ちぎって
intestines
は
out
投
and
げ
throw
ち
them
そ
everywhere.
んな
It's
恐
quite
ろしい
imaginable
例
that
も
they
あっ
did
たんじゃ
dreadful
ない
things like that
か
too,
で
isn't
も
it?
処
However,
刑
those
者
being
には
put
意
to death are
識がある
cautious.
のそれは痛い
It
以上
must be
に
far more terrifying than
恐ろ
painful.
しい体験なんでしょう
She spoke
ね
with pleasure, as she had come here on a sightseeing trip, urging and gulping multiple times in my ears.
ひなみ沢のいえ
Perhaps
鬼ヶ
Hinamizawa,
淵
or
村の
rather
渡辺
Onigafuchi
城
Village,
そんな
did
感じだ
something
った
like
の
that
か
for
し
the
ら
Watsunagashi
ほ
Festival.
ら
Listen,
耳を澄
if
ま
you
せ
try hard, can you hear it? I wanted nothing more than not to hear anything at all. So why? Why only at times like these do I begin to hear things I shouldn't be able to? Ah! Takano-san, having realized she scared Shion and I enough at this point, smiled soothingly. Then she turned on her heel, raised the lantern, and began to walk again. If Takano-san left us here, we'd get even further away from the light. Shion and I, no matter how scared we were forced to follow Takano-san along on our field trip to the ritual storehouse. I suppose you've seen a bit of everything. See, this place is interesting, isn't it? She says, raising her lantern high in the center of the storehouse. The dim lighting didn't change. For some reason, it felt like I was able to see all those horrible tools at once.
Hey, Trent, look up.
She yelled, staring while grabbing the nape of my neck. It says gullible. I couldn't tell because it was so dark, but there were a lot more tools hanging from the ceiling as well. They all looked like they were made of iron bars, but then I figured it out. Cages. For cages, they were very small. Cramped cages just for one, like a casket. If you got locked up in there. No, you wouldn't get locked up inside it. It was another tool meant for restraining people, where the iron bars would squeeze you tightly. All that, so many being large, things of all shapes, were hanging down. Takano-san's mention of execution by grilling crosses my mind. They weren't just random on all sides, these terrifying instruments. Things crowding the ceiling, or even hanging over our heads. There are many of these sorts of bird cages among European torture devices. I'm surprised to see them in Japan as well.
Hey, Trent, is there something in there? A person? A mummy?
Where? Shion desperately pointed to one of the many human-sized bird cages hanging from the ceiling, but I couldn't tell which one she meant. Being that dark, there wasn't any way you could tell if something was there in the first place.
Was that what Lambda did to Birdcastle?
Probably one of the many things she did as a torture method / kink. I don't see anything. You sure you're not seeing things?
Yeah, because I don't see it in the background. Takano's obviously right.
Shion didn't seem convinced, but without a means to confirm for ourselves, we couldn't do much but wonder. Maibara-kun, after seeing this, have you come to believe in all of it? The countless terrible rituals passed down in Higurashi? It's got nothing to do with believing in them. Now that I've been shown the real thing like this, there's no possible way to deny it. Even the nations of Europe, with all their beautiful landscapes and legends, were like a maelstrom during the terrible witch hunts in the Dark Ages. Say that again? It's well known that the era gave birth to countless gruesome forms of torture and execution. Japan was the same way. Didn't it have its own era of hellscape like torturous feasts because of religious suppression and things of that nature? The Mizawa itself had such a period. It had that much history behind it. Even in Europe, land of the witch hunts, that was all far in the past. No more than a series of historical events, and in this age, nothing that abnormal would ever happen. That must apply to Higurashi as well. Just as Europe had its Dark Age, Higurashi had one too. That's how this should be taken. Even if these things all really happened in Higurashi, we're all long past. We don't have anything to do with the people living in Higurashi right now.
That's what he thinks.
Maibara-kun,
you really do like this village. It didn't sound like she was making fun of me. Takano-san gave me a light smile.
Takano-san, you're researching whether those customs survived into the present. You are, right?
Shion suggested something that made my heart leap into my throat. Are you telling me that all these horrible things are still going on even today? What I'm about to tell you is a secret, alright? Told you, Shion-chan, because you're an understanding person, but the other villagers don't want to hear it. If things go awry, I could be ganged up on and punished. Shion flashed a devilish smile, as if reveling in the immorality of it. Maibara-kun, you keep it a secret too, okay? If this gets out, I guess that Oyashiro-sama's cursed, or we made into a sacrifice. If that's the curse, I wonder what kind of death it'll be this year. Just a sacrifice? Then will I be thrown into the Onigafuji swamp and still alive? It is tonight, you know. The night of Oyashiro-sama's curse. Takano said, bringing her face up right close to ours, as if to say that if she had the choice, she'd rather suffer the curse. That was what she seemed to be implying. Takano-san took a fairly worn notebook out of her paper bag and began to flip to its pages. There were all sorts of references and newspaper clippings attached to them, and it had all manner of things written inside. The letters were very small and bunched together, so I couldn't tell at a glance what it was about. What I'd really like to do is search through the National Library for newspapers from the era, but here it is. A photocopy of a page from some book was slid into the notebook, and it too was written in small, tight lettering. Like the other pages, I couldn't tell what it was just by glancing at it. This is a story that actually happened. That was around the end of the Meiji era. They discovered an unknown mangled corpse, the victim of a murder in Onigafuchi village. An old newspaper clipping attached to the page spoke of something that was no mere rumor or fairy tale. We don't have most police documents for the time anymore, so it's all based on oral traditions and memories. See, it's not very clear, but it looks like a cutout of a newspaper from the Meiji era. Never before has there been a corpse treated with such cruelty and inhumanity. Could it be the work of a demon? Being a copy of a copy, it was very hard to make out, but it was more than enough to make you feel strangely tense. Near the end of the Meiji era, in old Onigafuchi village, a mangled corpse was discovered. The identity of the corpse was unknown. It wasn't even in a state where it could be identified in the first place. It was missing a head, and each limb was separated from the body. Skin had been peeled off the entire body, and there were markings that implied terrible torture in every place imaginable. Not only that, the belly had been cut open by a sharp knife, with the entrails completely dragged out. The police immediately began an investigation, but since they couldn't even determine the identity of the victim, much less the criminal, finding answers was extremely difficult. Do you understand what it must have been like? I couldn't imagine such a strange sight, even if I tried. This was the first time I was ever thankful for my lack of imagination. The victim was skinned while still alive, underwent all kinds of torture, and was killed brutally. The author also thinks that even after death, the remains were divided and dissected even further. The epitome of inhumanity. I have the opinion that this is a process.
This is really giving me Martyrs vibes.
What vibes?
It's really giving me Martyrs vibes.
What's that?
It's a movie. It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it has to be, but it reminds me of this. I'm of the opinion that the entire process was performed while the person was still alive, though. What do you think, my Borakun? She spoke in a way that intended to make me imagine even more vicious things. As my brain was already far over capacity, however, there was no way I could imagine anything more brutal. Then, when I broke my gaze from Takano-san's, those strangely shaped weird tools were all around us. I wonder if you could faithfully reproduce the mutilated corpse discovered at the end of the Meiji era, the tools found in its place. I want to deny it, but I want to admit that something so terrible could have happened at all. Even so, they were so strange, so terrifying, these tools, and as if they had seen through my attempt to escape from them, they did nothing but ridicule me silently.
Okay, she's next.
So, that creepy incident, what was it in the end? The author says that, regarding Onigafuchi village's dreadful customs, they have survived into recent post-Meiji days, and that perhaps they lasted until around the beginning of the Showa period. This corpse, at a glance, appeared to have been brutally killed after a period of torture. In actuality, however, it was the pitiful sacrificial remains of the man-eaters of a terrifying feast. The corpse was just leftovers. It was so fantastic, so strange that it didn't feel real. Was this an extension of the legends too? It happened in the Meiji era though, which is just too recent to be called a legend. Also, there's a newspaper clipping right here suggesting it. Okay, but even if it really happened, it was a long time ago, right? I mean, the Meiji era ended 100 years ago. That's all. Only 100 years ago. Besides, it kept happening even after the beginning of the Showa period, like with the uproar around the post-war. Canned flesh incidents. I apologize. The story was taboo, wasn't it? Takano-san immediately stopped talking as if worried about Shion. Shion briefly looked somewhat angry, but her expression soon disappeared. Huh? Takano-san, what did you just say?
缶詰
Canned flesh? Just then, there was a huge creaking noise. Everyone looked around to look. It was Shimatake-san, who had opened the door slightly.
驚かせちゃったかな
Did I startle you?
あ、ここ。
Oh,
素
Jiro-san,
敵な
could
拷
you not
問
resist
道
seeing
具の
inside?
宝
This
庫
is
よ。
a splendid treasure trove of torture devices.
僕は遠慮させてもらうよ
I'll pass on that.
生来ねこういう
I'm
のは
bad
苦
with
手な
this
んだ
sort
よ
of thing by nature.
Takano-san held her stomach and had to muffle her laughter, so she wanted to make a comment about his masculinity.
それより
In any case,
演舞とセレモニーが
the
終わって
dance and ceremony are over, and everyone's going down to the stream.
あと何分もしないうちにお
The
祭りは
festival
終わ
will
っちゃ
be
う
over within minutes.
あら、いけない。
Oh, that's no good.
前原くんがあまり
Higurashi
にも
is
聞き上手
just
だ
such
か
a good listener
ら、
that I
またお
couldn't help
話
telling
三昧になっちゃっ
stories.
たわ。
I'd really rather you not mention me in a
二
place
郎
like
さん
this.
は表で待っててくれるかし
Jiro-san,
ら
could you wait out
私は
front?
ちょっと写
I'll just
真
take
を
a
撮
few
る本
pictures.
当はいくつ
There are
か
actually
道
a lot
具
of
を持っ
tools
て
I'd
帰
like
り
to
たい
bring
んだけ
home,
ど
but we obviously
そ
can't
れ
do
は
that.
さすがに無理そうだからね。
Dr. San took a camera out of her paper bag and began to snap photographs. It looked like she was having fun, like she was on a scavenger hunt.
ケイチ君も出るかい
Keiichi-kun, are you leaving too?
もう十分に見ましたので
I've
シオン
seen enough.
もういいだろう
Shion, you're good
出よ
too,
うぜ
right? Let's
綺
get
麗
out of
な
here.
空気が吸いたい
I
よ
want some fresh air.
同感です。出ま
I
しょう。
agree. Let's leave.
I did feel a bit of hesitation at leaving Takano-san by herself in this darkness. When I thought about it, though, I realized that whatever kinds of evil spirits and ghosts lurked in the darkness, none of them could hold a candle to how scary she was. Even if a phantasm were to appear, she'd be overjoyed and flash her camera at it. It seemed like Shion shared my somewhat rude mental images. He exchanged glances and smiled painfully. He left Takano-san there, bathed in her strobe of camera flashes, and decided to go leave the ritual storehouse. Alright, back to happy fun times. Everyone at the festival seemed to have gone to the stream, so their voices were very distant. The voices of the bugs, on the other hand, were clear, lending an empty feeling of isolation to the place.
どうだい
How was
面
it?
白かったかい
Interesting?
Tobatake-san gave us a somewhat mischievous grin. He should have
Yeah,
been able
he's
to
asking
tell
you.
that- I mean, I guess I'm interested, terrified, but also interested.
富武さんと一緒に留守番をしてればよ
I
かった
should have
です
kept watch outside with you, Tobatake-san. Tobatake-san laughed so delightfully that it wiped away our dark feelings.
シオンちゃんはどうだったかな
How did you fare,
怖かった
Shion-chan?
かい
Were you scared?
一応心の準
I
備
was
があったの
prepared
で
for it,
怖
so I
くはなか
wasn't
った
too
ですけど
afraid.
でもやっ
But
ぱり実物は
seeing the
迫
real
力に
thing was powerful.
Shion spoke like she wasn't scared at all. She really had been quite afraid, but seeing as how I was in way worse a state than her, I didn't have much room to talk. As Tobatake-san grinned candidly, my mind, exhausted and locked up by nervousness, began to calm itself.
高野さんはおとなしく見物して
Was
たから
Takano-san an adult about this little expedition?
彼女
You
子
know
供
how
っぽい
she
ところ
seems
があ
like
る
a
だろ
child sometimes.
宝の山を前に
I was
さ
worried
ぞや
she'd be
興奮
way
してたん
too
じゃないかと思っ
excited.
てね
Both Shion and I laughed, and left that as our answer.
見るだけならいいんだけど
Hopefully she was only looking at
それと
things.
何かを持ち出
I'm
した
worried she'll sneak something out of there, or mess with a ritual and implement too much and break it or something.
Right, that's quite possible. She is alone in there right now. She might pilfer something, small and easily concealed, hiding it in her pocket.
うん
Yeah,
やりかねないです
I can see that.
Shion said what I
本
was
当に
thinking.
何も壊したりしなかったかな
You sure she didn't break
なんだ
anything?
かドタン
I
ド
could
タンと
clearly hear
飛び
some
跳ねるような
noises
音
like
がよ
someone
く聞こえ
jumping
た
up and down.
不安で不安で
I was getting pretty nervous.
ごめんなさい
I'm
フィ
sorry,
ルムが
I
なく
ran
な
out
っ
of
ちゃう
film.
ジローさん
Jiro-san,
フ
do you
ィ
have
ル
any
ムが
more?
余
Could I
って
use
たら
some?
分けてくれないかしら
Takano jump scare.
It appeared we were talking about her, taking everyone by surprise. Tomatake-san smoothly grinned and responded as if nothing had happened. He's pretty mature.
Ah.
もう予備のフィルムは
I'm
切れちゃ
all
った
out
よ
of spare
申
film.
し訳ないね
Sorry about that.
もう
Jeez,
いついかなる
you
時
won't
で
win
も
any
フィルムを
Pulitzer
残しておかない
prizes by
と
not stocking
徹
enough
底
film
的
for any
スクープ
occasion,
写
you
真
know.
の仕方ないわ
I
ね
suppose that's it then. Tomasake-san scratched his head apologetically. Well, film, we're done here. Takano-san seemed to have given up because of that too. We checked carefully to make sure we hadn't left anything inside, and closed the door and turned it to the heavy padlock we'd left beside it.
高野さん
Takano-san, you didn't sneak anything out, right?
失礼ね
How
そこ
rude.
まで子
I'm
供じゃ
trying
な
not
い
to
つ
be
もりよ
that childish. Kerclack? Tomatake set the padlock back to the way it was before. For a cursory glance, it didn't look like bees had stuck in at all.
Okay. Let's get over to the stream ourselves. If we don't at least set some cotton afloat, there won't be any point in coming to the festival.
Tomatake-san spoke brightly, urging us all on. Setting cotton afloat down the stream, I shake my head a few times, driving away my dismal thoughts as to the double meaning. Takano-san, looking a little let down, kept turning back to glance at our ritual storehouse.
Let's just leave it at that, alright? You saw enough just to sate your curiosity, didn't you?
まさか
Oh, not at
むしろ
all.
新しい
Everything I
興味を
found only
惹かれる
renewed
よう
my
な発
interest.
見今日ので
All
これ
those
までの
stories
仮
and
説が
legends
一気
suddenly
に
hold
現実
the
になっ
water.
たこれで今後
After
の調べ
today,
方
I'm going to
が
have to
だい
change
ぶ
the
変
way
わ
I
ってく
look
る
at
ん
all
だから
this. Wow, she's truly indomitable. Her curiosity really is something else. Still interested in all this, through and through. We descended the stone stairs, and all the people crowding the stream came into view. Near the bottom of the stairs, we could clearly see people receiving cotton that had been cut out for them, then wishing upon the cotton and setting it afloat down the stream. The festival was already over.
Damn. I missed my chance to photograph the best part of Waranagashi.
It's okay, you'll get a chance next time totally.
あらまだ遅くないわよ
Oh, but it's not too
私が行
late.
って
I'm going
流
to
す
go
ん
and
だ
set
か
some
ら
afloat.
私を撮っ
Perhaps
て
you could
は
take
く
some
ださら
pictures
な
of
いのかしら
me. Takano-san, with an impressed expression, brought her head to Tomatake-san's shoulder. Despite his age, he looked embarrassed. I felt an honest respect for Tomatake-san. Man's a man for dating such a handful of a woman.
じゃあね
Goodbye,
前
then.
原くん
Maibara-kun.
しおんちゃんも
Shion-chan.
We're going down to the stream. Would you like to come with us?
まさか
No,
お二人の邪魔
no.
なんて
I
できま
couldn't
せ
get
ん
in your
どう
way.
ぞごゆっくり
Please, take your time.
Shion waved her hand to them with an expression that's just as impish as Takano-san's. They're going to take some special pictures down there. Tomatake-san, on his part, seemed to want us to come, but whatever. Shion gave a big stretch and sat down on the stone steps. There.
疲れちゃいました
I'm pretty worn
同感
out.
だな
Same
俺も
here.
疲れた
I'm exhausted too.
ケイちゃんは綿流し
Kei-chan,
初めて
this
なん
is
で
your
すよ
first
ね
Waranagashi, isn't it?
And your
私なんか
last.
気にしないで行ってきてください
You go on, don't mind
私
me.
は疲れちゃったん
I'm
で
tired, so I'd like
人
to
混み
stay
はちょっ
away
と
from
パ
the
スしておき
crowd.
ます
A lot of people are making themselves out to be potential victims.
Say that again?
Yeah, if we were to go now, we'd barely slip into the end of the cotton drifting ceremony.
お姉たちがケイちゃんのこと
My
を探して
sister
る
and your
かもしれ
other
ません
friends
か
might
ら
be looking for you too.
Oh no, they're looking at him
行ってきてください
actually.
Go on.
あそうだ
Oh, yeah,
ミ
right.
ヨンたちと別れ
They've
た
been
ま
by
ま
themselves
それ
ever
っきり
since
だ
we
っ
got
た
separated.
探してると悪い
I'd feel bad if they were looking for me. Then Shion suddenly got a playful look on her face, and put her index finger on her lips as if telling me to keep this a secret.
お姉ってすっごく知
My
って深いん
sister
で
is
す
the type that gets really jealous.
私がケイちゃんを独
If
占
she
して
knew
た
I
こと
was
がバレ
hogging you
ると
this whole time,
いろ
she'd
いろう
never
るさ
let
い
me
んで
hear the end of it.
今夜
So
のこと
keep
は秘
tonight
密
a
にしておいて
secret,
ください
okay?
ね
And also for like Hinamizawa or Ishiro conspiracy reasons, keep tonight a secret. Don't say things that are so embarrassing.
そういう意味だけじゃないですよ
Not only because of that
今
either.
夜私たち
Considering
がし
what
た
we
こ
were
とを思
doing
えば
tonight, we
秘
really
密
need
に
to
する
keep
の
it a
が当
secret.
然で
We
今夜
really
起
need
こ
to
るか
keep
も
it
しれない
secret.
お社様の
Or
中で
Shiro-sama's curse might happen
私たち
tonight.
4人が最有
And
力
we
候補
four
なん
would
で
be
すから
the
ね
prime candidates.
Loosening threads of tension became taut again. Shion, however, burst out laughing.
じゃあ私はお部屋に
Alright,
出くわす前に
I'm
退
going to
散し
get
ま
out
す
of here before I run into my
今日は
sister.
本当に疲れて
I
るか
really
ら
am tired,
お
so
姉とやり
I
合える
don't
ほど
have the
体力はない
endurance to
です
put up
し
with her anyway.
シオンって
I
ミヨン
can't
と
tell if you
仲
get
がいい
along
の
with
か
her or
悪いの
not.
か
Me neither.
よくわか
仲いいですよ
We get along.
You have a way with words. Though as she said that, her vague expression explained that there were a lot of oddities in the relationship between
俺は
twins.
一人っ子だからよくわかんない
I'm an
な
only child, so I don't really
せ
get
い
it.
ぜい仲良くしろ
Make sure
よ
you get along with her, okay?
はい余計なおせっ
Right?
かいと受け
Thank
た
you
まわり
kindly
ます
for your
それ
meddling.
じゃあ私はこの辺で
Okay, I'm gonna
ケイちゃん
go.
も急いで行った方が
You
いいで
should
す
hurry
よ
up if you want to make it,
本当に
Kei-chan.
綿流しが終わっちゃいます
Waranagashi really is about to end.
Jian stood up and brushed the dust off her backside. After watching her do so, I returned my eyes to the final ceremony of the Watanagashi festival below me.
でも本当に
Seriously,
あの音
though.
は何だったんでしょう
What was
ね。
that sound, anyway?
That was it happening.
不愉快というか、
It was
気味が
kind
悪
of
いというか。
unpleasant and creepy.
You know, it happened.
え、
Huh?
何の音だって
Well, what sound?
音ですよ。
The sound?
Vague
ド
posting
タンバ
queen.
タンって
You know, the banging
うるさ
noise.
かったじゃないですか。
It was really loud, wasn't it?
I was giving her a blank expression, so Shion stared hard at me. I stared
It's-
hard at her
it's-
too.
It's the trash cans. It's the Houston Astros.
Sorry,
走らない
Shion.
で最初から
Did you give me
説
the
明
short
して
version?
何がうるさかった
What
っ
was
て
making noise?
ケイちゃん、あれ
Wait,
気
Kei-chan.
にならなかったんです
It
か？
didn't bother you?
When all's said and done, it was like we were speaking two different languages.
冗談抜きで
Explain to me
初め
without
から
jokes from the
説明して
beginning,
く
will
れ
you?
音がどうしたって
What's this about a
ケイちゃ
noise?
んこそ冗談抜きで、
Kei-chan, you quit joking around
本
too.
当の本当に
Really,
気にならなかった
honestly,
んですか？
it didn't bother you?
Neither of us was giving any ground, and both of us were staring at each other in disbelief. We were answering questions with more questions, with no sign of an actual conversation in sight. Baffled, I held in the urge to shout at her and asked politely one
も
more
う一度
time.
聞くからな
I'm going to ask one more time,
質問
okay?
は俺から
I
だ
asked the questions. Shion nodded
じゃあ
silently.
聞くぞ
Okay, here
音が
goes.
したって
You said there was a sound.
何のことだ
What are you talking about?
ドタンバタンって、
The
なんだかど
banging
こか遠く
sound.
の板の間
It
で
was like a kid was
子供が跳ねて
jumping
るよう
up and
な。
down on floorboards somewhere far away.
Rika was going really hard during that
本
dance.
当に気にならなかったんですか？
It really didn't bother you?
気にならないもん何
There
も
was nothing to be bothered
そんな
by.
音いつ
When
聞
did
こ
you
え
hear
た
this?
俺は何も
I
聞い
never
て
heard
ないぞ
anything.
ちょっとケイちゃん、
Wait,
それ
Kei-chan,
本
are
気で言っ
you
てるんですか？
are you serious?
Shion, as if she didn't understand my plain and simple answer, pressed me further, her expression serious. I have no clue what she's talking about, but if it has Shion acting so like this, whatever it was, it gave me the creeps and sent a chill down my spine.
さっき最後での
It
中
was
で
while
高
we
野さん
were
と一緒
looking
に
around
見て
the
回ってる
inside of the
最中、
ritual storehouse with
高野さん
Takano-san.
が昔
About the
話を
time
始
she
めた頃
started
か
her
らかな。
stories, I think it
少しず
was.
つ
Little by
だん
little,
だんと
louder
ち
and
ょくちょく
louder,
と
off and on.
She heard a banging sound, like a child jumping on distant
嘘だ
floorboards?
ろ
That can't be
最後
true.
の最後で怖
Don't
がらせ
try,
るのは
don't
なし
start
だ
trying to
ぜ
scare
おい
me off after all that. I didn't hear anything at all. In fact, it was so utterly silent that, that my own heartbeat was almost deafening.
ケイちゃんこそ
Please
怖
don't
がら
try
せない
to
でくだ
scare
さ
me
い。
either,
なん
Kei-chan.
でか
It
高野
was
さん
like
が怖い
something was
話
making
に合わ
noise
せ
in
てる
time
と
with
立てているの
Takano-san's
で、
scary stories,
私
and
ずっ
I
と
was
一緒にいら
totally
なかったん
creeped
です
out
か
the whole
ら。
time.
The chill rose from my spine to the back of my head. My blood turned cold as it crawled up my body. When I reached my head, my
ケイ
mind
ちゃん
froze
も高
over.
野さんも全然意にも介
You
さ
and
ない風だったの
Takano-san
で、
weren't paying any attention
私
to
も
it
聞
at
こえない
all,
ふりをずっ
so
としてま
I
したけど、
pretended not to hear it either,
聞こえ
but
ましたよね。
you heard it, right?
何度かは
It
すご
happened a
く大
bunch
き
of
な音で
times,
したか
and
ら。
it was really loud.
Shion's eyes were begging me to tell her I heard it. I had no doubt, however, that my own eyes suggested something entirely different. But you've got to be kidding. Look. In that storehouse, we were surrounded by brutal ritual tools that looked like they were from another planet listening to old terrifying stories. The whole time, Shion had been hearing a sound that we couldn't hear by herself. Should that make Shion, who heard it, tremble, or should it make me, who didn't hear it, tremble? I didn't know the answer to that at the time. For now, Shion seemed to have made that decision before I did.
Ah,
なんだよ突
What
然
are you laughing about?
引っかかりましたね、ケイちゃ
I
ん。
really got you,
嘘ですよ。
Kei-chan. I was fibbing the whole time.
Okay, go into troll mode, I guess. Why not?
はあ
What? Shion laughed, saying how easily scared I was, and clapped me on the back. Her smile seemed somehow artificial, and actually made me feel worse. Then, after leaving with 2 or 3 generic diplomatic goodbye phrases, she left, almost like she was running away. All I could do was look after her, my mouth agape. At the end of the day, I didn't have a clue what was going on. Shion laughed it off and said she had been lying, but she couldn't possibly have been lying. Of course not. And now that I think back, Tomitake-san said the same thing, didn't he?
なんだかドタンバタンと飛び跳ねるような音がよく聞こえたからね。
I could clearly hear some noises like someone jumping up and down.
I left my mind
僕
completely.
は不安で不安で。
I was getting pretty nervous.
Tomitake-san, the most neutral party person at the time, had said he heard something. And that noise, it was real? Banging sounds. It was as though a child was jumping up and down on some kind of floorboard so far away. Oyashiro-sama's curse, which happens every night, every year, might happen again tonight. Most possible victim candidates were Takano-san, Towataki-san, Shion, and me. The bustling of the people sounded further away than I would have liked, and the insects sounded too close for comfort. I'm near so much human warmth, and yet I can't ever go back there again. That was the ominous idea that sprouted in my mind. Then all of a sudden I was pounced on from behind, causing my heart to lurch.
Keiichi,
Keiichi, we found you.
It was Rika-chan. When I turned around, Mion and Rena were there too.
We finally found you. Now we just need to find Sadako.
Everyone got split up this year. We should make sure we have somewhere to meet up afterwards next year. Oh.
In the next chapter, you're right. It's a festival, so we should all be together.
I listened to Mion's happy declaration with a little bit of guilt.
Keiichi, is he root for me while I was dancing?
Yeah! I saw it all. You did a great job all the way through. No mistakes either.
Yeah, that's right, Rika-chan. That didn't count as a mistake.
10 steps to realize I had made a mistake of my own, and expose yourself. Uh-oh. Mion slapped a hand into my shoulder a little roughly, and caught in the lie immediately. You didn't have to say all that, Keiichi. A gross sweat broke out.
Chad, I know you're fucking lying to me.
A gross sweat broke out over my whole body.
Did you do it too, K-chan? Did you get some cotton and send it down the stream?
You haven't yet,
You
right?
haven't yet, right?
It's what I could feel her saying. Without the courage to tell any more lies, I lifelessly shook my head.
You haven't, Keiichi-kun? You should go now or it'll be over. It'll be over.
Sorry. This is my first Watanagashi, so I don't really understand the rules and stuff.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Mion took my hand and we started walking down the stone steps.
Hey, K-chan.
Well, what?
Did you see Shion?
Ooh. My heart skipped another beat.
Oh, we're back to the inverted screen.
Yeah. Maybe Mion could sense my surprise through my hand. No! Oh, well, I sort of think I saw her. She looks so alike, though, so it might have been you.
You wouldn't have gotten that wrong. We're wearing different clothes.
Huh? Oh! That's right. Mion's momentary silence is like a death grip upon me.
I just can't do anything about that, Shion. Well, it's her we're talking about, so we can't just leave her be.
Mion's expression returned to her formal, usual smile. Then we continued, Beyond break, I have no idea what the last line of dialogue Keiichi said was, oh well.
You'll probably see it on the VOD.
Yeah, we continued upon the happy trail.
New tips.
Tips drops. Plunging to depths. Discover what's in the storehouse. Okay. That was a long chapter.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, let's do the new tips, and I'm getting messages. We should make this a half session, I think. Ooh. More scrapbooking.
I mean, the scrapbooks are pretty short, to be fair.
Yeah. Wasanagashi. The rite of Wasanagashi is performed during the village festival every June, even now. But reading back to its origin turns up a seriously sanguine ceremony. Originally, Wasanagashi would happen at certain intervals, and after receiving Oyashiro-sama's trust, they chose a sacrifice. Then, the entire village would kidnap, demon away, the person and ceremonially dissect and devour them in a feast. The rules of that determined by the interval are shrouded in mystery. This is because the ceremonies occurred extremely irregularly. There's a theory that it was a turn based on astrological fortune-telling, but it isn't too convincing. Residents of ancient Onikafuchi village firmly believed that they were half-man, half-demon transcendents, and that they were more viable than humans were. And they forced the people within and without to accept that. Perhaps the act of kidnapping and eating people was done to prove that they were higher up on the food chain. This is just a hypothesis, but maybe the rise of the Wasanagashi was a political event for the purpose of being an outlet for, or outright diverting attention of, the villagers of the isolated Onikafuchi village. in case if any of their complaints or dissatisfaction grew serious. If that was the main reason the ceremonies were held, then it's easy to explain how erratic they were. Okay. The alleged importance of the implements. I can't find anything that gives a concrete description on what the ritual implements were like. They were, however, real, and there definitely existed a multitude of different kinds. One source states that the implements used in the Wasanagashi rite alone numbered 200. The obvious question, then, is why they require such a myriad of them. The rite of the Wasanagashi was to kidnap people to the demoning away, dissect them, and eat them. I believe the tools were for dissection and restraining, but 200 of them is far too many. Generally, tools evolve in such a way as to reach a solution for a certain problem. Once you've reached the ultimate goal, that is, attained a certain level of efficiency, the tool's evolution normally stops there. Regardless, why would they have created so many different kinds? One of the cultural elements responsible for diversification over time is that of entertainment. Tools used for entertainment would evolve over time and branch out. Unlike normal tools, reaching the ultimate goal would be more of a dead end, and in searching for the next goal, it was split into many different subtypes. So then, perhaps it's not a stretch to suggest that these 200 plus implements has some entertainment value. This is just a hypothesis, of course, but maybe the human dissection process was viewed as a type of entertainment. The three families of Old developed one new implement, dissection tool, after another, and each was varied, novel, and attracted spectators to keep them from growing bored. It's not unimaginable. All of them have to be enshrined within that storehouse. There isn't much longer until the night of the Watanagashi. Though its original intent has been lost, I will reveal the secrets of the traditional ceremonial night within the ritual storehouse. I can't restrain my excitement. Watanagashi cannot come soon enough. Okay. So, after the festival, what we got, police station? You turned up. Late that night, tensions at the police station were strained. In the silence, many of the staff members' eyes shifted back and forth between the clock and their telephones, counting the seconds in that stifled atmosphere. Kamaiki-kun busted in with a young guy trailing behind him. Oishi-san, I got the autopsy results. The core physician just got here. I'm ready to go, sir. I'll head straight for Gifu.
Kuma-chan, things have gotten a bit complicated. They appear to be having a very difficult time determining who the victim is.
Could they have been dismembered?
Nope. Cooked to a nice light brown.
And we were talking about roasting earlier.
How would you like your steak?
Well done, apparently. Our human steak. He spoke in sportive tones, but the meaning behind his words was heavy. The staff gave a collective sigh. All the way? Head to toe?
Completely blackened, it seems.
Burnt.
Probably smells terrible, too. What a shame it is to be Gifu-san.
Cooked with no possessions, then discarded outside the prefecture. At worst, it would have taken a week for the body to be identified. The fact that they sniffed it out tonight was huge.
Kumiyama-kun and a few others are performing a thorough night raid on the dentist in Okinawa. All we could do is hope a tooth matches some medical records. Sorry. Could someone go buy me 2 or so boxes of Ultra Mild?
The young guy answered an affirmation and darted out into the hallway. We did an excellent job finding it this year. It could be that the people who disappeared in past years were scattered outside the prefecture like this too.
Then why not bury them, or sink them into the Sea of Japan, or Lake Biwa, or somewhere like that?
Why though? Hasn't the pattern so far that one person dies and another disappears?
The corpse was inside an oil drum, unrestrained, and cooked. They probably burned them after strangling them. They knew it would be found.
So what you mean is, in the beginning, they didn't want a person to disappear this year?
Not so much that as they just aren't related. The person didn't disappear. In fact, whoever did it seems to have wanted to make a show of it.
You mean
見
it
せしめ
could
の
be a
意味がある
warning?
ってことっす
He
か。
folded his arms and then heaved a long and heavy sigh.
それをしないでやってくれ
That
りゃ
might have
その
been the
線
case
もあ
if
る
it
んです
happened in
こん
town.
な遠くまで運んで
If
焼い
they
ちゃった
messed
ら
up,
下
taking
手
the
したら
victim
わかん
far
ないし
away and burning them
見せ
alive
しめに
wouldn't
する
have
な
been
ら
noticed.
南沢の近く
If
でや
they
るべきなん
meant it
です
as a
よ
warning, they should have done it closer to
殺
Hinamizawa.
したことを主張したいの
They
に
wanted to
場所
emphasize
は
the
演
fact
出
that they
効果の
killed the
確実じゃ
victim,
ない
but
遠
instead of
方
doing it somewhere
主
for
張した
dramatic
いのか
effect,
隠したいの
they
か
did it outside the prefecture. Did they want to emphasize it or
今
hide it?
年は何考えてるのか
Boy, I do
な
wonder what
親父様は
Oyashiro-sama is up to this year.
Gee, I sure do wonder what Oyashiro is up to.
My boy, that's what all true warriors strive for.
A telephone ring cut through the heavy silence. A staff member nearby snatched up the
おいさん
receiver.
小宮山さんです
Oishi-san, it's Konomiya. It
沖
happened.
宮のデン
The
タル ク
dental
リニッ
clinic
ク
in
で3年前に親知らずの治
Okinomiya
療をして
fixed
ます
wisdom tooth 3 years ago.
カルテは
What about the
レントゲン
records?
付きでバッチリと
Complete with x-rays.
いやーこんな
Well, I
結構
feel
前に
bad for
書いた
waking
のに
up the
申し訳ないな
dentist before dawn,
Kuma-chan,
Kuma-chan.
小宮
Get
山君
out
から
there
カ
as
ルテ
soon
を受
as
け
you
取った
get the
ら
records
す
from
ぐに出発してください
Kobayama-kun.
了解っす
Will do.
課長です夜分お疲
Oh,
れ様
the
です
chief. Thank you for coming out
大
this
石さ
hour.
ん遅くなって申し訳ない
Oishi-san,
状況は
apologies for the lateness. What's the situation?
やっと面白くなってきたってこと
Well,
で
it's
すか
just getting
ね
good, you see. We're all
もう
getting
力
fired
強
up.
わ
Wow!
Wow, break. Okay. We've made it past the Wasanagashi exposition dump.
Hooray! Next time we'll get to the fun stuff.
Yeah, the turn has already started.
Turn of the Golden Witch.
Huh. In all of this, Shion seems like a lot more innocent? I don't know.
Guess we'll
Like,
see.
yeah. It seems like she's like against the conspiracy more than like actively participating in it. Ugh. Scary. I wonder what'll happen if it ends up being everyone versus Keiichi featuring Shion. Ugh.
They would never.
I also wonder who died. Like, it can't just be Tomotake's Tomotage and Tomotage dying and Mio just like leaving. Unless it could be that again. But we just saw them. Yeah, they're just a duo that shows up every episode. They die immediately after they show up, though. Okay, well, F's.